Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you to the pre-stream stream. This is where the cool kids hang, boys and girls. Welcome to the cool kids. Don't worry, regardless of what you're reading in the chat right now, the stream starts at 7 p.m. This is just the pre-stream stream. This is where we hang out before the stream starts. This is a different stream. This is not a stream. This is a pre-stream stream. And I welcome you all to it because I know and you know only the cool kids come and hang out in the pre-stream stream. How are we doing, boys and girls? Have we had a lovely day? I hope we've had a lovely day. I am confused at just how many of you need to know whether or not I phoned Tesco yesterday. So much so that I'm going to leave it until tomorrow's vlog so that it maintains itself as a cliffhanger. Sometimes when you're making a video, you just don't know the bits that are really going to connect with people. Apparently, you lot really need to know if I rang Tesco yesterday and how the conversation went. And that, I love that. That's brilliant. How are we all doing? Oh, hello. What have we got here? Dave has just let himself in, I think. Is he? Hello, Anna's here, everybody. Bend down. At the moment, we can only see your lips. Look, that's where you see yourself. That's the camera you're looking into at the moment. Pre-stream stream. What has he got? He's savaging something back there. He got his teeth around Obafemi earlier.
I got smacked in the face with a ball.
Yeah, Anna just got a ball to the face from Andy. A big beach ball just straight into her face. Unfortunately, I wasn't filming and they won't reenact it. It was brilliant. It was such a good shot. I had no idea it was going to happen.
No.
Just poof, straight into the face. Is this you? Are you coming to stream on your own now? I know you taking over. Is this your first stream?
I was just face.
Yeah, that's literally all it is. That's all you need to do. What has he got now? He is taking stuff. He is a monster. He can't have my masks. He took them out of my bag. Goodness me. Blooming dogs. Dogs everywhere. We're not telling them whether or not we rang Tesco yesterday. It's going to be for tomorrow's vlog. Everyone needs to know, did we ring Tesco yesterday? It's going to we're maintaining it as a secret. It's a reason to watch tomorrow's vlog. If you haven't been watching the new vlog, boys and girls, you should watch the new vlog. It's fun. I'm having lots of fun vlogging again. Although finishing streaming at 10 p.m. and then editing a vlog for a few hours, less fun. Need to find a more efficient way to handle that. Dave, leave Obafemi alone.
He was knocking on the arm of his
Yeah, but now he's trying to get Obafemi. He's not allowed Obafemi because quite apart from anything else, Obafemi's right next to the new router, and if he pulls Obafemi down, he'll pull the router down. You cannot sit there. There you go. Back there in the dog zone. Goodness me. Should we do some Football Manager? Dave is wrecking the place. Wow, she's still there. I thought we'd cut to the other camera and Anna would be gone. But no, she's still there. There is no Dave Cam anymore because the camera formerly known as Dave Cam is going to be part of Anna's setup. So it's all set to one side along with capture cards and lights. And we're pretty much ready to put Anna's setup together now. We've got the only thing she doesn't have is a stream deck. So we just need to get Anna a stream deck. And she is completely set up with the ultimate starter streamer set. It's like... No, we can't talk about the cups. Can we get the dog away from there? You're stood in his spot. Goodness me. There's only like 12 cups on my desk. It's fine. We're good. She's not getting her Go XR. She doesn't need a Go XR because she's got an Elgato Wave. You don't need to know. You've got a good microphone. You've got a good beginner's microphone. She's got an Elgato Wave, which has built-in software that works similar to the Go XLR hardware. So, yeah, she's good. She's got everything you need to start streaming. It's like a $2,000 stream setup. So, I expect you to get like 800 subs in your first month. And then we can get the hot tub and we can start doing hot tub streams because apparently they're the thing. So, hot tub streams are the new thing. So, if we get a hot tub...
I've had a look and they're awful. They're awful.
Yeah, but think of the money.
Yeah, but they're awful.
Yes, but the money, Anna.
I'm a fat lady. No one will watch.
You'd be surprised. There is a market for that. I think we get a hot tub. Right. Shall we play some Football Manager? I don't know why we're just looking at Svenda Silva. We're just enjoying the Svenda Silva song.
Yeah, what happens if I get...
Then I'll stop streaming as often and have a bit of a rest. That's what happens. Goodness me, I'm hoping that's what happens. This is why someone suggested in the comments that she does true crime videos on YouTube and sent some links for people who do true crime stuff. And I was looking at the amount of views they get. I'm like, yes, Anna, do this. I can retire.
It's like there's certain like TV shows that do things so wrong, and I can't watch them anymore because they're so wrong.
Do it.
For fair use and all that after.
It will be fair use. I'm an expert.
So wrong, and it makes me want to punch it.
Do it then. You punching that would be great for TikTok. You punching the TV. That'd be amazing. But yeah, hopefully Anna does end up with more subscribers than me. I would love to take a back seat for a little while. Just turn up once a month, win the showdown, and then go back to bed. It'd be lovely. Have a little bit of time to recharge the batteries. I've been doing this every day for 5 years now.
You chose.
I do, and it is lovely, and I'm very grateful to you all for watching. That was not a complaint. Should we do some Football Manager? Dave, your foot is under my foot. Can we move the dog from there? You need to go back. You cannot be there because you're going to get run over. I ran him over the other day with the wheels of my chair and cut a big chunk of his hair out.
Why does he sit there?
I don't know, because he wants me to run him over. It's partly because you're stood where he lies, so he's got nowhere else to be. Oh dear. Right, Football Manager. We are going to get started. Is Anna on Twitch or YouTube? She's not on either yet. We haven't set it up. You haven't. If you tell me your username you want, I will set it up now. I've been asking her for 3 weeks what username she wants, and then I can get all of her accounts set up. She hasn't decided yet, so we can't do anything. Right. Let's have a little look. Where did we get to last night? It is season 12 or I think it might be season 13. Someone do the maths. Is that season? That's season 12, isn't it? 4 years now at Sheffield United. I think this is our 3rd year in the Premier League, and it started okay. The Premier League itself has not been too special. We finished 4th last year, so we've got some work to do to get back up to that level this year. But what has been good has been our start to the Champions League. We went away to Porto, beat them 3-2 thanks to a Sven da Silva hat-trick. And da Silva is scoring lots of goals. The one worry so far this season is our previous hero, Sergio Tabakaru, who's wanted by West Ham and Real Madrid, 2 roughly equivalent teams right there. Is dropped down to only 4-star potential, and he's already maxed it out. He is already an elite striker at 22. But, you know, he's not scoring as many goals. We're used to him scoring at a goal a game. Now, we have still got a goal a game striker in Sven da Silva, but Tabakaru's having to play more of a backseat role at the moment. My word, Shady's in. Hello, Shady. How are you doing? So, yeah, we're enjoying da Silva at the moment, but Tabakaru, tonight's the night he makes his comeback, and we are kicking things off with another Champions League game. If we can win this one as well, we said we wanted 7 points from our first 3 games in the Champions League, so we could go to Monaco away on match day 4, knowing that a draw is probably enough to get us the rest of the way there. If we can go there with 9 points already on the board, that would be delightful. Shady, this is Kev. Yeah, tell me what a Shady is. I remember him. I've had to bring the vlog back, Shady, because you stopped paying my rent. Can you imagine? I had to bring the vlog back for money because Shady went away for a few months. That's what it's come to. It's all Shady's fault. Anna could be Miss Marple and solve unsolved crimes. What, from the comfort of her living room? Or our living room, I guess. She doesn't have her own living room. Although, did I mention last night, another one of the mega offices is up for sale. So mega office is back on the table. It's not the ground floor one that I wanted before, but the one above it or the one before that. I'm not even sure which one it is. But one of the higher up mega offices is available. So she might have her own living room. We need mega office. Mega office. Don't even know who this is anymore. This is your hero, Shady. It's the reason you have an internet connection. Hey, Shady, can you believe now I've got really, really good internet? Really good internet. The stream theoretically doesn't crash or anything anymore. If the stream goes down tonight, it's OBS or Twitch. We streamed for 3 hours last night and didn't drop a single frame all night. So any issues from now on go solely at the door of OBS or Twitch. It's not my fault anymore. I've provided us all with delicious internet, and it's costing an arm and a leg to do. So you're welcome. Thank you for subscribing, because without you lot throwing all the money this way, I don't think I could justify giving BT £90 a month. Right. A Romanian player in the Premier League. Impressive. Not only is he a Romanian player in the Premier League, he's one of the best players in the world. Like I say, he's had a slow start to this season, the Tabakaru, but last 2 years he's won Premier League Golden Boot, European Golden Boot. He is a superstar. Real Madrid are after him. I'm moving from Sky to Virgin as Virgin's so quick. I've never lived in an area where I could get Virgin, so I've never had an alternative to BT. I mean, Sky exists, but Sky don't offer fibre to property, at least not in my area. The only option to get fibre to property here was BT, which is why I just had to smile and put up with it when it took 7 months to set up. Right. I really want Diekmeyer in the team. I think I'm just going to keep poor old Sinan. But have we got those two swapping switched on as well? We have. So this way, De Silva and Tabakaru swap throughout the game, and we get all of our best players. And if you weren't in last night, by the way, you missed me signing this guy. Ooh, would you look at that? Ooh, would you have a little look at that? Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. What processor do I have? I don't know off the top of my head, but I know both computers are on commands if one of the mods wants to help you out. Or anyone, really. But the mods should know what the commands are. Come on, mods. Keep your finger on the pulse. Stop flirting with Shady, all of you. And get on with showing us what processor we've got. I don't think my kit.co page shows my PCs. But I think the specs of the PCs are commands on their own. There you go. That's the gaming PC. And then the streaming PC is better than that one, because I like to live in opposite land. But it's actually an editing PC rather than a streaming PC. But the gaming PC is good enough to run the game. So that's the processor. So it's a Ryzen 7 1700 that the game's running on. And then there's a better processor on the other PC, which is that one, a Ryzen 9 3950X. There we go. Yeah, there's a way to instruct them to do swapping. If you go, this has been in the game for like 15, 20 years. So if you click on the players you want to swap, down here you've got swap positions with. And then you select the player you want to swap position with. So we've now got on both of those. So we've got Tabakaru and De Silva swapping positions throughout the game. So what you'll notice on the team sheet is every 10, 15 minutes or so, they'll swap around. So De Silva started the game up front and Tabakaru was on the right wing, but they've now swapped. And if you keep an eye on them, there you go, they've just swapped again. Tabakaru's back out on the wing. De Silva's now back up front. So they just automatically swap when they feel like they should swap. They're two of the best young strikers in the world. I'll let them decide which one should be playing where. Just both of you get on the pitch, figure it out amongst yourselves. There you go, boys. Oh. Did I stumble into a Zealand stream tutorials? No, the difference between my tutorials and Zealand's tutorials is I know this stuff, whereas Zealand reads it off the screen. I didn't have to read anything off the screen there. I just knew it. Any 6-year loans? No. Nope. I think I've only ever done that once. Some of you are weirdly obsessive about weird things, aren't you? You're weird, obsessive weirdos. I played FMCM for 20 years and never known that. I used to use it quite a lot. There was a time many FMs ago where you could have, where there was a wonder tactic where you had kind of everyone set up swapping with everybody else, and it almost simulated total football. I forget how, it was a long time ago. We're obsessed with you, you bunch of weirdos. We've had a penalty there. Lovely. Posture check and hydration. Set you up for that one, Kev. We all have a little friendly dig at Zealand. Yeah. It's fun because it's easy. Should be recording videos and testing out my new editing software. Go do that then. Come on. Off you go. I wouldn't like to distract anybody from work. You can have me on in the background. It's fine. I often have stuff on in the background when I'm editing. Right, come on, Diekmeyer. Let's go 1-0 up. That'd be lovely. A second Champions League win. Why is he taking so long? I've changed the way I'm rubbing my hands. He's taking so long. He's in anyway. Beautiful stuff. There's 3 up top, still break the game. It hasn't properly broken the game for 2 or 3 years. It's one of those things where if you don't set up to defend against it, it's hard to cope with. But I think the AI is a little better now. Like, there's no point in me doing it today because they're playing with 3 at the back. It is something we've used a little bit this season because we have 5 Wonder Kid strikers at the club. One of them's now graduated to being an elite striker, but the other 4 are still Wonder Kid strikers. So we have toyed with it a little bit, but I've also got several Wonder Kid wingers as well. Basically, this Sheffield United team is going to win the LOLLUJO Cup at the end of the year. I don't think I'll have a better team than this all year on Football Manager. This is already better than my Arsenal team, I think. Was it Arsenal I managed this? It was Arsenal, wasn't it? Certainly, once these boys are 2 or 3 years older and winning the Champions League, this team is better than the Arsenal team. This will win the LOLLUJO Cup. There's my prediction now. Sheffield United to win the LOLLUJO Cup. Unless Home develop into a super team somehow. Which, you never know. They might do. The thing is, that means going out in the cold to my office hut/shed. You should get yourself some of those portable heaters that I used to have in the garage. If you want to break into my old house, I left one in there. I think one went in the skip and one stayed in the house until the bitter end, so I was using it to defrost the freezer. And then we had no reason to have it here, so I just threw them both away. So if you want to break in, they're probably still there. I suggest not breaking in, because I don't live there anymore. Tabakaru, he's offside. Brave boy update. He has 12 bravery, which isn't... Oh, he's 16. Okay. Any tips for breaking through the European elite from a smaller nation? So we did it with Apollon, but feel like I'm hitting my ceiling with my Cypriot club. How much of Apollon did you watch? Because I think we won the Greek League something like 15 years in a row before we won the Champions League. It was a long, slow process of just slowly, but it took us several years just to qualify for the group stage. And then, yeah, it was just slowly but surely plugging away at it, getting better and better, reinvesting the money you make in the Champions League. Ultimately, the way Football Manager works, if you're in the Champions League long enough, because of the amount of money you generate, if you're in the Champions League long enough and you know how to play the game, you will end up with a better team than the AI, because that's just the nature of playing Football Manager. So, yeah, it's just a case of sticking to it and knowing it's going to be a long slog. You're not going to win the Champions League with a Cypriot team in a year or two. It took a long time to get there with Apollon. Probably could have done it quicker if I wasn't so obsessed with Wonder Kids. Sometimes it does act to my detriment that I'll bin off a better player to bring the next Wonder Kid through, because I've seriously sat there when I've been off stream pondering whether or not it's time to sell Tabakaru, because we've got all these other Wonder Kids. Tabakaru's 22 now. He's getting on a bit. Cash in. Go with Sven. Go with the next lot coming through. Knowing full well if we keep Tabakaru, we're much more likely to win things sooner. But the next lot might be even better. You never know who's in the LOLLUJO Cup this year. Well, I've definitely got the files for Kettering, Posh, Arsenal. I'll have Sheffield United because I'll remember that. Home and Bourne will both be in. I don't think I've got Leicester. I think I holidayed forward on Leicester before I saved the team. Oh, this is lovely from Tabakaru. He's just not quite got that finishing down yet this season. And then there's likely to be at least one more save somewhere. I mean, this one feels like there's not a chance this save is still going in September, October time. So there'll be at least one more Twitch save. I'd like to think Home will win the Champions League by July. Where are we now? May. So May, June. So you're talking another 70, 80 episodes. So another 8 to 10 years. I think within 8 to 10 seasons, Home should have won the Champions League. So that's that wrapped up, and we'll get another YouTube save in as well. So there'll be Plenty of teams in it. But I don't think there's going to be any of them as good as the Sheffield United team. They're just incredible. How many caps and goals has Tabakari got for Romania? I think about 20-ish of each at the moment. I admit I haven't checked for a while. We'll have a look after this game. You're a monster for liking cold lasagna. You're a monster for not liking cold lasagna. I feel like you've not ever had cold lasagna and you just think you wouldn't like it. That's usually what people who diss cold lasagna, that's the situation they're in. They've never actually tried it and realised it's better. Like those people who've only ever warmed pizza up and have never had cold pizza the next day because they just don't like the sound of it and they've never realised that cold pizza is better than hot pizza. And I've been known to order pizza, let it cool down and then eat it. It's better cold. Tabakaru, 24 and 22. 24 caps, 22 goals. Something big has happened with me. Been told I'm definitely in the World Cup squad for Scotland Wheelchair Rugby League in November. Splendid. Good work, Shady. Cold pizza is awful. Yeah, see, you don't know. You've just proved yourself to be wrong. Now we can't trust your opinion on anything, CJ, because you've made a fool of yourself there. So you've lost any authority you might have had on other topics. It's a shame to see someone fall on their sword in such a manner, but once you've made one huge mistake like that, no one's ever going to trust your opinion again. It's an unfortunate way to go, but CJ cannot be trusted because he doesn't like cold pizza. Weird. What's the best thing you've had heated up that is better cold? Pretty much everything's better cold. I can't think of many things that I'd rather have hot. I guess gravy is pretty grim cold. So anything that's got gravy on, I would want to have hot. That's just because gravy's whole deal changes when it gets cold. It stops being a liquid and becomes like a jelly. And I don't want meat jelly on top of anything, really. Cold sausage rolls are better than hot. Yeah, I think I agree with that. Yeah, I think I definitely agree with that. Cold chips. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm a fat guy. I've never let a chip get cold. So I can't actually offer a proper opinion on that. Chips aren't something. There's some things that you have leftovers of, and there's some things that you don't have leftovers of. In my house, there has never been. So the idea of a leftover chip is just alien to me. So I don't really know what a cold chip would be like. But obviously, you make a big lasagna. So yeah, I don't really know. I'd have to leave that one to you lot to decide. Right, I am going to try Tabakaru alongside the silver again for this game, because the game is really pushing for me to do it, and it's rotation, isn't it? Got to do the rotation. So we'll go to that. The music's a little loud in my ear holes. There we go. Cold custard is awesome. Chopped up banana mixed in with custard in the fridge so it sets, and you get a nice skin on top of the custard. Brilliant. Cold roast potatoes are gross. Again, I don't know that I've had cold roast potatoes. It might be that cold potato in general isn't very good. I can't imagine cold mash would be very nice. But then I guess crisps are cold potato, aren't they? Cold pasta's ace. Cold tuna pasta bake is an absolute delight. Yeah, I'll agree with that. Svend Silver. Svend Silver. Svend Silver. As Anna finished the trifle, she let me have some. So the trifle is gone, yes. It was nice. Chocolate trifle. I feel like that's gone under the radar for everybody. Did we know chocolate trifle was a thing? Good. I don't mind eating raw potatoes. Don't be weird, Scotty. Come on now. Don't be weird. Cold. All Chinese is good cold. Whenever we have a Chinese, Anna will heat it up in the microwave the next day. And it's, what are you doing to it? You're just making it go mushy. Eat it cold. It's really nice. Anything that's flavoursome is awesome cold because the flavours intensify. If you've never had cold, crispy chili beef left over the next day, straight out of the fridge, so it's extra chewy, it's spectacular. Cold lasagna sandwiches have been both high and low points of my life. Cold hot wings sounds pretty special to me. Cold chicken in general, awesome. Cold KFC's brilliant. Brilliant. For years, I had a stained passport because of cold KFC. Sven de Silva. Sven de Silva. Sven de Silva. Because we had a KFC on the way to the airport, and our tradition, the Chapman family tradition at KFC, is always to order far too much and then take some home to have cold. So we did that. My dad was drove us to the airport, and we ordered a massive amount of KFC, far too much for the number of people who were there. And we had a couple of boxes of popcorn chicken that were just completely untouched. My dad took all the leftover proper chicken home, but he is very much a bone or nothing man. It's always been his policy. So he took the bony bits home, and we had the leftover popcorn chicken. But we were going straight to the airport. We had a flight to catch. So I just stuffed these cartons of popcorn chicken in my carry-on bag. They're not very well sealed popcorn chicken. I opened my bag to check in, and there was just chicken everywhere, and there was greasy nonsense all over my passport, all over the tickets, all over my sunglasses, probably my brick-sized MP3 player, and my massive Nokia phone, and whatever else would be in there. My book, everything covered in chicken grease. But still ate them on the plane, and they were still delicious. Cold chicken is amazing. A buffet is not a buffet without cold chicken legs. The missus eats cold pizza the next morning. I just think it's disgusting. Cold pizza better than warm pizza. P.S. My home shirt got delivered and I love it. Awesome. Glad it's arrived. My blue one still isn't here. Everyone seems to be getting theirs. I've got all my others. I still don't have my blue one. And if Ryan is in... Ryan, I am a monster. This is your shirt. I can't show you the other side because your name and address is on it. I promise I am going to post it. It is a new home shirt. The home one, the green one, in an XL like you asked for. It is ready to post. I'm just a terrible human being and haven't posted it yet. But I will. Did Sven just score again? And did I miss it because I was waving my arms around? Was it Sven? Do I have to play the song? Sven de Silva, Sven de Silva, Sven de Silva. He's good, isn't he? Hat trick inside the first 26 minutes was that. The man's a machine. We don't need Tabakaru. We need to record that. Even though he's playing as his strike partner today. I don't think we can justify spending De Silva out onto the wing for half the game to try and give Tabakaru a chance. I think we just have to play to Sven's strengths, and if Tabakaru wants to force his way back into being the main man, he can. Otherwise, we'll just go Team Sven. Cold sausages are amazing, agreed. Cold barbecue sausages, even better. We had a barbecue at the weekend, and hold on. We had a barbecue at the weekend, had some sausages left over, had them cold the next day. Just amazing. Kev's still got copies of FM19 he's got to post. I have not. I'm just not very good at posting stuff. No, I know the Apple Tango is gone. I am back. I have got 3 cases of Diet Coke because my shopping order doesn't change week on week, really. I just reorder the same stuff, but not this week, apparently. So I order 24 cans of Diet Coke every week, but I've not been drinking them while the 48 cans of Apple Tango were here. So they've just been accumulating in our hallway. There's just a pile of boxes of Diet Coke. So I've got enough Diet Coke to last me a little while. Did somebody say hydrate? There you go. Hydration complete. Do I show this non-Nick's Legend on YouTube? No, this is a Twitch only save, this one. Who's better, Jackson Hernandez or Sven da Silva? Jackson Hernandez isn't even the best striker Bourne have had. Sven da Silva is the better of those two. Do you mean Jorge Hernandez? Because then I would have to coin flip. Because in their context, Jorge is sensational. Because not only does he get the 30 or 40 goals a season, he gets the 30 or 40 assists a season as well, which is madness. And neither Sven nor Tabakaru do that. Come on, boys. Let's have another one for Sven before half time. He's only going to go and do it. Come on, look at... No one's even trying to mark. They're just loading the 6-yard box and trying to keep us at bay. They do not know what to do with us. We are unstoppable. They're going to score again here. I ate a barbecue the other year, got very drunk, walked outside morning after and ate a few sausages straight off the barbecue. Yeah, that's amazing. Everyone's done that. That's the right thing to do. Who do you reckon is the best new gen I've had so far in FM21? Until yesterday, I would have said Tabakaru. Sven's really giving him a run for his money, though. The thing with Sven is he's got to do it for 2 years, the way Tabakaru did. And Tabakaru would still be doing if Sven wasn't. I've got to get rid of these Vs. If we'd never have signed to Silver, Tabakaru would be on 15 goals this season now. So Tabakaru is pretty special. Sven looks like he might be as good, if not better, but he's got to prove it longer term. Oh, did I miss an idoit? I do hate when I miss an idoit. Right, come on, Tabakaru. No. I had a can of... You say Sandylion, I assume that's a typo. It should be Dandelion. If it is actually Sandylion, I'm amazed that that's a thing. The first time in ages took me back to my childhood. I never liked Dandelion and Burdock. That was always the stuff at the school disco that was left over after all the good pop had gone. I really resented handing my 10p over for a Dandelion and Birdcock. Hang about. That's not what it's called. Dandelion and Birdcock, apparently. Oh, God. Come on now. Time me out. I deserve 10 minutes for that. Ridiculous. My school discos were different from your school discos. Right. Let's get Diekmeyer on. Get Tabakaru out on the wing. I'm going to put Sven out on the wing and just leave Tabakaru up front and try and get some goals into him somehow. Stukalov can come on as well. We now have 4 of our 5 Wonder Kid strikers all on at the same time. And we're going to take off Frota as well, just to give him a little bit of a rest. Love the school disco. See, now we don't know if school discos are good or not, CJ, because you've invalidated your authority previously. See what you've done now. See what you've done, CJ. Sven! Sven da Silva. Sven da Silva. Sven da Silva. I'll swap you a Birdcock for a Sandylion. Oh, yeah, why not? Do I still have the bleep machine? Do I still have the what machine? The machine? Yeah. Isn't Dandelion a Birdcock? Burdock! What is wrong with me? Why does Birdcock flow out of my mouth as easily as it apparently does? Isn't Dandelion and Burdock that awful stuff that tastes like cough medicine? Yeah, fizzy cough medicine. It's horrible. Sandylion and Birdcock. Apparently that's what it is. I might release that. Da, 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 da. That's Hannah's new username sorted. Oh, amazing. How much time do you think Tabakaru could be labelled as a wonder kid? But he's not. He's an elite. Is it elite? Is that what they call the top ones? He's an elite striker now. He's not a wonder kid anymore. Dandelion and burdock and cream soda. Do they? Cream soda definitely still exists because we had cream soda a little while ago and it's horrible. But yeah, I guess dandelion and burdock does still exist because someone just mentioned it. So we want a sandy lion and birdcock t-shirt, do we? Sven's injured. This is Tabakaru's chance. You can get posh D&B from Sainsbury's. Excellent. I like the fact we're all now calling it D&B to try and save me from saying it again. The streamer showdown thought you were a weirdo for your food habits. Wait until drinks come up. I know. Why are we conceding so many goals? What is going on? You can get alcoholic dandelion and burdock. That sounds even wronger. Dandelion and burdock is still available. Non-posh stuff in Sainsbury's as well. There you go. What about shandy? I am reliably informed shandy in a can is a thing. Anna keeps telling me chip shops sell it. To me, shandy is just what you make when you mix beer with lemonade. I didn't realise shandy was sold as its own thing. I think if I was ever to have an alcoholic beverage again, I'd want a shandy. I never really liked the taste of beer, but I'm something of a lemonade man. So if I had to drink alcohol, I'll take a shandy, please. What the hell is going on? I just heard Anna scream from the living room. What? She's going to come in a minute. What? And I'm going to tell her. My old boy Boadu's ruined me. What? What are you doing to Dave? Yeah, because you ran him over with the door. Can I help you? I didn't say woman. I said, what the hell's going on? Boadu, that's what's going on. Not happy. Really not happy. Is Anna still there? I can't tell. I can't hear. The door still seems slightly ajar. Anna, are you there? I'm not even. I can't even bring it up with her. Beverages. Do you like dandelion and burdock? Okay, just checking. Because I can't say it. I keep calling it dandelion and birdcock, and everyone keeps laughing at me. I'm not doing it on purpose. It's just coming out like that. Oh, we're going to play Penis Town.
Kevin!
We are! It says it on the screen.
Where?
There. The Penis Town Church.
Church?
Yeah. So, how are we doing? Remember when this used to be family friendly? It's just smut now. Just smut. You've ruined it for everyone. I can't believe what's just happened here. Very upset. Look of disgust on her face. I didn't see it. I wasn't looking at the camera. You're going downhill, Kev. I thought this was a family-friendly stream. It is a family-friendly stream. It says Penis Town. I don't make the rules. I just read them. If you made it as a footballer, what level would you have got to? I mean, how would I know that? I don't understand. If I'd have made it as a League One footballer, I'd have made it to League One. If I'd have made it as a Premier League footballer, I'd have made it to the Premier League. As it is, I didn't make it as a Tier 10 reserve. No, it's Anna messing around with the door. I think she's gone now. My missus just shouted upstairs. That's what I'm laughing at. So I was laughing so loud. Oh, amazing. Harold! Oh, Harold's done his wrist in. Everyone's breaking limbs. I don't understand what's going on. I had a trial for a youth team of a side in Tier 9. Does that count? It absolutely counts. You can now put yourself down as former professional footballer on your manager history. Because that's better than Sunday League. I think so. You can put semi-pro, I think. You're above Sunday League level. All of these Sunday League losers, you think they're as good as us. I'm a former semi-pro. 20 minutes. 20 years ago. I have an autistic brother. You've inspired me with the way I look at it. Use your quote differently. It's not broken for when I work. For when I was on BBC Radio 2. Awesome stuff. On another note, I've ordered my webcam today, so I'll be starting streaming this weekend. Awesome. Full of awesome. Awesome coming in from all directions right now, boys and girls. I always say Sunday League because that's where I got to. Yeah, see, I'm a level above you there, Scotty. Did I get paid? Never you mind, CJ. Never you mind. They're a semi-pro team, and I played 20 minutes of football for them. Doesn't matter if I got paid or not. I was the semi and semi-pro. I put the semi and semi-pro. How badly did I play? Oh, really, really badly. I don't think I touched the ball. Am I still working with Manscaped? I don't currently have an active promotion with Manscaped. I played for a Tier 8 junior team, if that counts. Absolutely it counts. Put yourself down as former international. Sven's scoring for the Netherlands now. And he got his first international goals against Canada, which puts him in the same company as Harrison Davies, who also got his first international goal against Canada. Lovely stuff. Sinan wants to start regularly. Well, don't you worry. You're going to start the next few games because Sven's injured. So you get to play on that right wing. So don't you worry yourself. Have I played any more Vikings? Not since we last spoke about it, I don't think. I don't have time. I've not even played any more Red Dead Redemption 2. As much as I enjoy... Where did she come from? How long has she been there? She's just been lurking the whole time. As much as I liked Vikings, it was no Red Dead 2. And as I haven't been able to play Red Dead, I definitely haven't been able to play Vikings. Because now when I'm having a poo, I'm just looking at TikTok. Whereas before, are you still there? Whereas before, I was playing Vikings. But now I'm a TikTok sensation. I have to see what the competition are up to. Anna, I'm a TikTok sensation. I know I are. You should do your own TikTok then. Under what username? We will get a username out of that girl and we will get everything set up for her. She left her job 2 weeks ago. She hasn't started working yet. Lazy. 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 Definitely gone now. Am I now your dad's favourite TikToker? I don't think any dads are on TikTok, are they? Maybe the change was the fact Anna's new job is spying on Kev. Maybe. Da, 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 da. Bum, 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 bum. Do, 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 do. Plenty of mums, new market to aim at. Exactly, because I am adorable. I'm 22, my dad spends more time on TikTok than me. That's awesome. Point him my way. He'll love my work. I'm incredible at it. No self-respecting man over 40 is on TikTok. Explain. I can't now. I need to show you. She's struggling with my old chair. It'll be fine. We'll fix it. Lean back. Get a stool. Lower it.
I'm lowering it and I still can't touch the floor.
Get taller.
Tiptoeing. It's not funny.
Oh dear. The Rudkins, that's what they said about Twitch. That's what they said about YouTube. That's what they said about Facebook. Sooner or later, the grumpy old men come round to the idea and realise it's actually quite good fun. Toodle pip, Shady. When we get Mega Office, we'll put a revolving door in. Knock the wall down between the two offices and she can just yell from her desk. Because I've got the Camlink Pro, I can just set up a camera pointing at her desk so she can just give it all that whenever she feels the need to. Have her mic'd up at all times. It'd be brilliant. Will we ever see a Norwegian league save? Never say never. I imagine people thought they'd never see a Greek one. Oh, I see. Shady goes and then Kyle arrives. Interesting. Seems to me like they might just be the same person. Oh! Oh! Shady's still here. Right. Are we ready to play a football match? We are. Stoke. And then Monaco in Champions League. We need to get this Champions League nonsense out of the way this season. It's ruining our league form. That's why we conceded against Bristol City, because we were in a Champions League hangover. We had Sven, which balanced the hangover a little bit, but the hangover's still a bit hard. So we need a win here to keep ourselves in that Champions League mix. Oh, look, Quick Pick is actually dropping Tabakaru. And I'm not even going to argue with it. I'm on board with dropping him. He needs a rocket up his backside. First time in his Sheffield United career he's been dropped. But 1 goal from 6 games and averaging less than a 7, not okay. They are not the standards we've come to expect from him. So he can be dropped and he can like it. I feel like he's on 2 different computers. Confusing Kev. What, Shady and Kyle? He might be. I'd like to think that's what's happening. Just sat there with 2 phones. 6.97 is still above average. I don't care. It's trash. It's unacceptable. Would you say this team's better than my Arsenal team? Yes. Getting there anyway. Certainly they will be once they all start reaching their potential. Hey, Salazar. Beautiful. I've lost my beverage. Is that my current beverage? I can't decide which one's my current beverage. There's several half-drunk coffees. Luckily, I was a teacher, so I can cope with any of them. Yeah, I think that's the current one. It's still got very slight remnants of warmth in it. Right, come on, boys. Get the ball to Sven. Svenny boy. Svenny. Come on, kick him in the legs. Oh, that's a very risky pass. We've got away with it because we are all about total football. We invented tiki-taka. We are the finest team in the universe. And there's the boy, Sven da Silva. Look at him. Look at him go. Look at him go. Look at him go. He runs like Sven. Teachers and tech support are the same, it seems. We take caffeine no matter the form. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing with teaching. If you're a good teacher, you don't spend a lot of time at your desk. So you'll make a coffee in the morning and remember it's there at 10:30 and just, oh, I'm still going to drink it. Coffee's coffee. Drink it at any point. If you don't drink it within a day or two, then it starts to go mouldy and you have to find more cups. I found one thing about doing the ball and save. It's easier when you don't send all the players on language courses. Yeah, but I needed to pave that way for you. You wouldn't have known that if it wasn't for me. It feels like that's an unfair advantage you've got there. You should be forced to send them on language courses until you go into administration. So you're having to face the same thing I faced. Oh, my word. That's a strike. Yeah, that was my tutorial. I left a coffee in a ceiling cable pathway once for a good few hours. Still good when I retrieved it 5 hours later. Yeah, exactly. Coffee's coffee. It's not going to do any harm going a bit cold. As long as the milk hasn't gone bad. Or even better if you've got it black. Black coffee's good for weeks. Probably. I've never let it sit quite that long. Bum, 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 bum. Come on, Sven! No. My neighbours must love me so much. This is why I need to buy Mega Office, because then my neighbours will be me. And I can shout all I like, because I'm not going to get annoyed about it. How many cups of coffee do I drink a day? Loads. Loads of them. Not anywhere near as many as I used to. Probably 4 or 5. 4 or 5 maybe. So I'll have one when I first get up. Another one with breakfast. Probably another one after lunch. Another one after dinner. Another one when I start the stream, if I'm streaming. If I'm not streaming, I won't have that one. And then one after the stream if I've got editing to do. Again, if I've not got editing to do, I don't have that one. So some days, as few as probably 3. Some days, 5 or 6. Cardano's doing well. It must be after we spoke about it last night. Yeah, we made that happen. That's how I know I'm an influencer. I mentioned Cardano last night, and today it goes up 25% or whatever it did. Actual influencer right here. I basically did an Elon Musk. Oh, and Mike, if you're there, Mike's in, isn't he? One moment. Spend a silver, spend a silver, spend a silver. After Mike's tip last night of Elon Musk being on Saturday Night Live this week, I bought 100 quid's worth of Dogecoin today. Don't let me down, Mike. If I don't make my Doge money on Saturday night and then get out quick, I'm not going to be happy. This is all on you. My win or loss there is all Mike. It's your fault. I'm selling it Sunday morning because I don't want any of the stupid meme stock or meme crypto. Not even stock. But if there's easy money on the table, I'm a greedy man. I'll go for easy. Don't pin that on me. I'm no financial advisor. Look, you gave me the inside tip. I had a coffee before school today, but by the end of the day, my mask stank of coffee from my breath. It's very strong. People think I didn't brush my teeth. I mean, again, teacher, always stink of coffee. It's just part of being a teacher. Definitely need a crypto tutorial. I would just start watching videos on it. Andre Zik's good for crypto videos. Graham Stephan's doing a few now. Meet Kevin talks about it occasionally. They're a good place to start. Generally, anyone who's actually serious about getting into crypto, I would suggest don't try and do exactly what I've just described. That's dumb. That's £100 of play money right there, because I could just as easily lose it. I wouldn't do that with actual proper money I wanted to invest. My strategy for crypto long term is I dollar cost average into both Bitcoin and Ethereum. I have recurring transactions that go every week by the same amount every week. I don't look at the prices, and I don't ever plan on selling. So it's just there to buy and hold long term, just like any other investment really. But Dogecoin is just for a bit of fun, because I want to be part of the meme. Been thinking about investing in stock for a while now. Any tips? Yeah, you just want to find a low cost index fund. That would be what I would recommend. A low cost index fund. Wrap it up in an ISA if you're in the UK, or whatever the equivalent is in your country to get your tax advantages on it. And just add to it little and often. Don't try and time the market. Don't try and pick individual stocks. Anything outside of just buying into a low-cost index fund and holding it is basically gambling. If you want to have a gamble, have a gamble. It's fun to play with. But know that if you gamble, you could lose, like any other kind of gambling. Whereas if you just buy into a low-cost index fund and leave it there, statistically, over the long term, it's very, very, very unlikely you'll do anything more than make lots of money. But I'm talking like 30 or 40 years when I'm talking long term. I'm the reason we talk about it every stream. It's my fault. I mean, it's a big interest of mine as well. So as soon as anyone... You can tell the things I'm interested in because I leap on them when I see them in the chat. If we talk about food, I'm on it. If we talk about investing or finance or crypto, I'm on it. If anyone brings up Football Manager, it's like, yeah, quick answer to that. Let's move on. But the things I'm really into, we're on it. We have to write a paper when we graduate high school. I wrote Bitcoin in 2016. Nice. I wrote a paper when I was at uni about NFC. I don't think crypto... This was in like 2009. So crypto... Even though I did computer science, we were sort of starting to hear bits about cryptocurrencies in maybe my second and third year, but we still didn't really delve into it in any depth. But I wrote about NFC as my emerging tech on my emerging tech module, and now it's everywhere. Who knew that this thing I wrote about in my emerging tech would be able to do track and trace for us? I have like £10 in Dogecoin. Nice. Looking forward to being 50 and buying my first house. Appreciate the investment tips. I mean, I'm 38 and don't own a house, so don't be in a rush to buy a house would be my other investing tip. You want money before you buy a house. You shouldn't be... Your goal for saving investing shouldn't be to buy a house. Buy a house later when you've got spare money and you can afford to waste it on a house. A house is just an expensive place to keep your stuff. 25 quid in premium bonds. Treat it like you lost it. Nice. I was talking about Bitcoin in 2015, but it was skint, so I didn't put any money into it. I had 7p invested back in 2013, 2014. I have £100 in Stellar Lumens. I'm hoping it catches on. I got the free Stellar Lumens off of Coinbase and then sold them immediately and put it into Ethereum. Because I just didn't get it. I'm old school. I need to understand what I'm investing in for me to put any money in or leave any money in. We've just gone 1-0 up over Monaco. I don't get what a Stellar Lumen is, so I couldn't be bothered to read about it, so I just sold it straight away and threw it all at Ethereum. Ethereum's where it's at, boys and girls. My nan got me premium bonds when I was born. Not a clue where any of the paperwork is, if they're still a thing. They're definitely still a thing, so I know my dad's got some premium bonds. Or he did have until recently. I don't know if he still does. But every time he'd win, he'd wave the check in my face as proof that it's a good investment. Look, I made 50 quid. No, I mean, you're getting like 0.5% interest if you average that out. You didn't make 50 quid. That's the first check they've sent you in 3 years. That's not how it works. It's a very low interest savings account. But yay for you. You made 50 quid. We're 2-0 up over Monaco. When they started talking about NFT, when the talk NFT started, you should have put in Ethereum. I've been in Ethereum for a little while. Ethereum's just going up all the time because of the NFT stuff. NFT is only just catching on. Over 3 grand on premium bonds last year. Nice. Only savings I have are part of the share save scheme we have at work. Anything as a start. I want to put money into Ethereum, but I feel like I've missed the boat. I mean, I was watching a video this morning that was talking about Ethereum getting to 10k by the end of the year, potentially. So I don't think you've missed the boat on Ethereum. League position, we're kind of mid-table. We're struggling a little bit in the league. But clearly the Champions League is going quite well. bum. Coffee's gone, boys and girls, but luckily we have a Diet Coke on hand. So we're not going dry tonight. Don't really get why people care about NFTs. Because one person cared enough to make another person care. It's just hype, isn't it? NFTs are just hype. NFTs feel a little bit like a step too far for me. It feels very Emperor's New Clothes. But then I guess that's what currency in general is. It exists because people believe that it exists and they trust it. So the fact that people trust it makes it trustworthy. And I guess if enough people decide NFTs have value, then NFTs have value, even though logically it makes very little sense. Posture check. You got to realise that a lot of this current bull run is from people FOMOing and buying it all up at some point. Those with huge investments will sell and the price will tank. Fingers crossed. Like I say, I'm dollar cost averaging in. I'm all about a crash. Crash, please. Give me a massive Bitcoin crash, a massive Ethereum crash. I'll get more for my money then. As far as I'm concerned, the wisest thing I heard anyone say about Bitcoin or crypto in general is you shouldn't ever really be selling it. You should be buying it with a view to one day spending it when it's mainstream enough for you to spend. But you shouldn't be buying it and trying to time selling it. Just buy it and keep it indefinitely. So that's my plan. Same with any investment. I don't sell investments. YouTube vids becoming NFTs. I'd be all over that. Is there a market for the first ever non-lead to legend NFT? I mean, it's interesting as an idea. Shall I try and get there first? Feel like it doesn't matter if I get there first. PewDiePie would get there bigger. But I mean, like PewDiePie's first video, that's got to have some value in this crazy world of NFTs. If he decides he wants to make a big pile of cash. Have you made your grilled cheese sandwich using Skillshare? Ages ago, yes. What's an NFT? A non-fungible token. There you go, someone else answered it for you. Basically, it's like a certificate of authenticity on a digital item. So like how if you buy the Mona Lisa, you'll get it authenticated that it's the real Mona Lisa. And that happens physically because it's a physical thing. NFTs are basically that authentication, that certificate of authenticity for something digital. Like a meme or a piece of digital art or a photo of are the NBA doing it? I think the NBA are doing it with like moments in basketball. Just something non-fungible. And it's the way of using the blockchain to authenticate that you are the owner of that moment, that meme, that photograph, that piece of digital art. It's a weird thing. Did you see my comment on today's Born video about where those matches took place? I don't think I have seen it yet. Do you get the royalties from NFT? No, I don't think. Thing is, digital things are perfectly copyable, unlike real art. But the idea is because the NFT uses the blockchain, the actual NFT, the certificate part isn't copyable. So you could have an infinite number of perfect copies of the original piece of art, but only one person can own the certificate of authenticity because you can't duplicate it off the blockchain because of how blockchain works. So it's a way of saying it doesn't matter how many versions of the original thing they are, I own it and here's my proof. Martin, thank you for the sub. But with real art, the real one is worth something. I don't think digital art has that worth. The idea is the token, the NFT, is what gives it that worth. So you can then deal in being the owner of a meme, for example. So where's the money in NFTs? Similar to anything that is traded on any kind of market, the value is in trading in the NFT. So if I think my proof of ownership of the first LOLLUJO video is worth £1,000, but someone's willing to give me £2,000 for it, the value's just gone up. If no one wants to buy it, the value goes down. So the idea is just like a normal piece of art or a normal collection, you buy and hold and hope it increases in value because someone wants to buy it off you for more money. Yeah, antiques is another good example. Yeah, it's basically, it's collectibles, but digitally. So theoretically, it should appeal to someone like me who clearly likes to collect things, but I'm not sure. I mean, that stuff, I've not collected that. Similar to what I'm saying with any investment I do, none of that is bought with a view to ever selling it. That's why they came out of their boxes. That's why I've read the comics. That's why the comics aren't in bags for storage. I'm not about my idea of collecting. For me, collecting and investing are separate. I don't collect stuff to make money on it long term, which is why I'm not that into NFTs. Sounds like a perfect vehicle for money laundering, to be honest. Well, how? Because the whole beauty of the blockchain is all of the transactions are trackable. You can literally follow the money. It's a pretty inefficient way to money launder, really. Because you can literally trace the money through every step of the process. Is that the giraffe you got from Tiger in the background? No, that's just a different giraffe. Rather own an antique or a physical. Oh, of course you would, Nix. You don't like sending text messages. Goodness me. You can't display digital art in your cave. How many drafts do I have? Too many. Doesn't it use about as much power as some Scandinavian country? I don't know if specifically the NFTs in general do. I know Bitcoin uses a lot of power. NFT is backed by Ethereum, and Ethereum, you don't mine Ethereum, so it's the mining process for Bitcoin that is it's just a pointless algorithm solving process that does take a lot of processing power and use a lot of wasteful electricity that could be used for something else, whereas Ethereum isn't on that basis. You don't sit there mining and solving algorithms for Ethereum, so it is a little bit different. Ethereum's definitely the more environmentally conscious of the two big ones. Why do I like giraffes? Because they're awesome. They've got long necks and they just look cool. Why do I want some digital art when I can buy a physical piece of art and display it in my sitting room? I can display digital art wherever I want. When your entire wall is digital, you can put what you want on it, which we're not far away from. AR, VR, massive video screens. Oh yeah, the transaction fee for Ethereum's a nightmare. Because I put my crypto into BlockFi to earn interest on it. With my Bitcoin, when I buy each week, I immediately send it to BlockFi because the transaction fee's reasonable. But if I put like 30 quid into Ethereum, they're going to charge me 3 or 4 quid transaction fee just to send it from Coinbase to BlockFi. But it's the same 3 or 4 quid if I send 300. So the Ethereum has to sit in Coinbase for longer. So I send it over in chunks. I'm earning less interest on it. I haven't watched AEW yet. No, I will do. I've seen Jericho's fall, but I've not actually watched the match yet or the show. I will watch it at some point. It's just been a busy week. With Andy starting school, I've not really had time. I'm behind on videos and everything. So, yeah, I'll get caught up. I'll watch it eventually. Speaking of drafts, did you see my comment on YouTube about going to Longleat? I didn't, but that sounds like a plan. Well, it's a bit cold at this time of year for drafts to be out, isn't it? Is BlockFi better than Coinbase? The thing about BlockFi is you earn interest on your balance. So Coinbase is where I buy my crypto. But then I send it to BlockFi because you get like 5% interest on your balance if you have it on BlockFi. If you want BlockFi, I can refer you. And I think we both get a kickback. I'm not actually sure. I've never referred anyone to it. Brandafus, thank you very much for the sub.
Happy to support the channel. Loving the new vlog and I'm glad to see Anna's happy.
I use Coinbase as well. Might do this. It's worth looking into. It's funny how people moaning about it, but it's the same people that moaned about when Matt Hard. Yeah, I know. It's mad, isn't it? How long does it take to make a video? It depends on the video. I will send you the link, Kyle. If it's a pretty straightforward mid-season Football Manager video where it's just 2 matches, they're back-to-back in the league or something, and there's minimal editing, it'll take me the 20 minutes it takes to record it, another 5 minutes to stitch it together, another 5 minutes to render it. These days, like a minute and a half to upload it. So you're looking at not very long, less than an hour probably. But then I've also got to play the game through to the next point where I can do the next video. So that'll be another hour or 2. So you're still looking at maybe a time investment of 3 hours or so for just a basic Football Manager video. If it's a transfer special, then you're looking at just the recording taking 2 or 3 hours, and then the other stuff. So a transfer special can take a day. If it's a vlog, I'll be filming all day, and then depending on how much fancy editing I do on it, like if it's full of time lapses and music and B-roll and clever little cuts because I'm trying to be fancy, then that can take 4 or 5 hours to do. Whereas the one that came out today, which is literally just, I think it's 6 clips, all me talking to camera, just went out in sequential order. That took probably half an hour to just put together. Very, very minimal editing, just putting the clips together in chronological order. So it can vary massively, is the answer to the question. It really, really varies. Not watched the streams in a while. Odd seeing you in casual wear. I know. I was wearing the suits on stream for a little while, but it's all right wearing the suit for a 20-minute video. But sitting here for 3 hours in a suit, it doesn't half get a sweat on. And as it starts to get, I mean, it's not particularly warm tonight, so it's not as much of an issue. But there were a few streams where it was getting we're having some pretty warm evenings, and I was sweating through my jacket. The giraffes are out at Longleat, but you can't feed them. Interesting. Might have to investigate. Will the suit return for the show? Oh yeah, I'll be wearing the suits for the showdowns, the tuxedos and everything. I've got to look the part for the showdown. But yeah, just for normal streams, I feel like the streams need to be a little bit more casual. They're like this is just I still don't really view streaming as working, even though it's my second biggest source of income now, Twitch, behind the Football Manager channel. It's still just some. I'd hate to miss out on streaming. Those days where I can't stream, I don't like it because I don't sit to have a chat. Don't sit down and have a chat. I like it. I have a little natter with you like in the evenings. It's lovely. Lots of fun. Is it particularly quiet in the stream today, or am I going insane? What, as in volume or people commenting? The chat seems pretty much as busy as normal, I think. it could be, if it's volume, it could just be that I'm leaning back a little bit more. Or maybe I've knocked the settings on the Go XLR. Would I ever go to Chester Zoo, or is that too far away? It really depends on if Andy gets into zoos. We've only taken him to a zoo once and he hated it. If we took him to a nearby zoo and he loved it, I'd love to start travelling to zoos a bit further away. I've never been to London Zoo. Sinan got a hat trick. Lovely. So yeah, I'd be up for going to all sorts of zoos. I love zoos, but he's not into it. So we wouldn't take him far away for something he'd hate. At Chessington, I've got a giraffe hotel room. That sounds really cool. Do you have giraffes coming up to the window like at Animal Kingdom? Quantity of people. I mean, it feels like I don't have the view count up anymore because it distracts me. It feels like we've probably got at least a couple of hundred people in. The chat seems busy. I don't think we're mega quiet. Longleat is more than a zoo. Beagles is do you work there, Beagles? You're really pushing it. Longleat. Let's have a look. Longleat. Not Longlist. Longleat. UK's #1 safari park. Hey, we've got giraffes, everybody. Where is Longleat? I need a map. Where is it? Oh, giraffes and zebras in the same place. Spectacular. I need to know where it is. Where is Longleat? I mean, surely the first thing it should say on here is where it is. Find us. Wiltshire. Where the hell is Wiltshire? That sounds made up to me. Has anyone ever heard of Wiltshire? Salisbury, Western Superfair. Oh, it's down that way. Quite, it's miles away. That is miles away. Yeah, I ain't going there anytime soon. We've got, if we're doing a safari, much nearer to where I live, is Woburn Safari Park, which is less than an hour away. So they don't have a giraffe on their homepage, which does go against them. But I think we'd probably go there first. That's the first stop, I think. It's next to the centre parks. Interesting. Are we coming to... We're going to be in Nottingham at the weekend, Kyle. Saturday we're going to be in Nottingham. Kev's geoguessr knowledge. Exactly. Dana excited to get her own streaming started. I think so. She seems up for it. She's a bit nervous about the idea of streaming because I don't think she feels very confident about handling wangs. So I think I'm going to need to be in there modding for the first few. Just dealing with any wang jackets who turn up. But yeah, I think she's looking forward to it. We can look after her. That's the spirit. My biggest fear is people like turning up and saying mean things about Andy and just upsetting her. Which, I mean, I don't get here anymore. If I do get it, you lot deal with it so quickly I don't see it. But there have been times when chats and comments and things have been bad. And I don't think she wants to be exposed to that kind of thing. That's cool, kids are great at dealing with wangs. Right, let's get the youth team in. We don't want to be messing around in this nonsense. Get the young'uns in. Jenkins probably shouldn't play. We'll get Oroz. He can come in and play. He'll be fine. There you go. That looks like a good enough team to get us knocked out of the Carabao Cup. Longleat's an amazing few days away. It has a train and a boat ride. See, now you're selling it to me. You know what we're into. The zoo in Ashborough, North Carolina has giraffes, zebras, lions and gorillas all in one place. Something you should put on your list for... What, as in lions and giraffes in the same enclosure? I'm not on board with that. The lions will eat them. Anything I need to know for my first stream? Don't be put off if nobody turns up. I think the best tip I can give a new streamer is, even if there's nobody there, stream as if there is people there. Here's a really good first stream tip. You don't ever want to look like you're streaming to nobody. So at the very least, log in on a different computer and be watching your own stream in the background. So you've at least always got one viewer, so it doesn't look like you're talking to yourself. But yeah, just try and stream as if you're streaming to a lot of people. Don't just sit there quietly waiting for someone to turn up. Chat, try and be entertaining, be engaging, because that way if someone does drop in, they realize there's stuff going on, even if they're the only person there. They don't need to know that. Not in the same enclosure, but in the same general area of the zoo. That's more acceptable. Should we have Anna play Football Manager? I don't think she'd play Football Manager. You sent a link to 17... Kev sent you a link to 17 zoos and miles away from a place that's not a million miles away from where I live. I don't actually live in Kettering. That's just where the PO box is. I know people have decided we live in Kettering because of the vlogs this week. We don't actually live in Kettering. We're not far from it, but we don't actually live in Kettering. Blackpool Zoo near me has giraffes. Urgh. People join and lurk before talking, usually. If you aren't talking, they'll just instantly turn off. See, Kyle is the man to talk to, because Kyle was in my first stream 5 years ago. Kyle and Shady, I think they're the only two who survived from that very first stream. But Kyle and Shady are the ones who told me I needed mods. I think Kyle was my first ever mod, because he told me I needed mods, because I didn't know what mods were. I'd never watched a Twitch stream before. Da, da, da. Yeah, my first ever stream was a 24-hour stream. I recommend not doing that either. It was a 24-hour stream that we did as part of the podcast. It wasn't just me, Sheepdog, and... Was it me, Sheepdog, and Pab? All streamed for 24 hours, or was that still in the Bouncy days? It might have been me, Sheepdog, and Bouncy. Streamed for 24 hours. Don't think it was the first time we'd done it, but it was the first time we'd done a 24-hour podcast before, but I think this was the first time we'd done 24 hours on Twitch, because I just started YouTube like a month before. I fancied giving Twitch a try, and it felt like a good excuse to do it to get people watching if I did it for 24 hours and linked it in with a podcast. Always a genius. Who's my favorite YouTuber? Jay Foreman. I am a big Map Men fan. Don't watch Map Men, you're doing YouTube wrong. I forced you into modding me, and now here we are. Yeah, if anyone tried that now, they'd get blocked. That's how things have changed in the last 5 years. Kyle demanded to be a mod, and I made him a mod. If someone comes in asking to be modded now, you like come down on him like a ton of bricks. Came across a new guy in FM streaming very recently. Very nice guy. Perhaps tried a bit to be too scripted, so I guess maybe good advice is just flex. Yeah, exactly. I mean, eventually, it's really hard when there's no one to interact with in the chat. For the amount of views I get, it's easy to relax into a stream, because I don't have to go into a stream thinking about what I'm going to say. I don't have to go into a stream with any kind of plan. I can literally turn the stream on, say hi, and know that I'm going to be able to talk for the next 3 hours, because you lot will give me things to say. It's just a 3-hour chat. Whereas if there's no one there prompting those questions, it is a little bit harder, and you do have to kind of almost go into it with things to talk about, really focusing on telling the story of your game, that kind of thing. So it's hard to find that balance, I think. Spence BB, thank you very much for the 3 months. I think I saw a YouTube video of yours very early on. Noticed you were streaming. Yeah. Our reserves are beating Everton here, which is nice. Let's get Tabakaru on. Try and get some goals in him in a game like this. He's got to get back in the goals. How disheartening this must be for Everton to be 1-0 down with 20 minutes to go and have Felipe da Silva and Tabakaru all come on at that point. Matt Men's all right, but I enjoy Jay Foreman's Unfinished Done. Yeah, anything Jay Foreman does is great. I liked it when he did the what's the guy's name who does all the videos on the tube? Jeff something. And him and Jay went up the A1. Just anything like that. It's just the right kind of funny and nerdy to tickle my sensibilities. Do you think Clark Harris will make the step up to the championship? I don't think he'll score 30 goals next year. I think he'll be a decent championship striker. I don't expect him to do an Ivan Toney and be topping the goal scoring charts. Jeff Marshall, that's his name, yes. I like him as well. Have you seen Tom Scott? I've seen bits of Tom Scott. He's never done anything that captures my attention in the right way, though. So it's difficult. You have to for me to watch someone, they need to really catch my attention early on. Thoughts on Ashens? He has his moments. I do. For me, I don't want to smack talk Ashens because he's one of the OGs. I don't know, he just feels a bit tryhardy to me. Sometimes it feels a little bit like he's trying. Oh, Tabakari's even missing penalties. He's trying to drag a joke out of something that doesn't really have a joke in it sometimes. Which, I guess, if you like that kind of thing, then yay, it's not really for me. What do I think of All English Champions League final? I think it really demonstrates just how important it is to have a rich owner in 2021. I think it's a bit of a shame, really, that it's Chelsea and Man City. The two teams that ruined the Premier League. Are we still in the Carabao Cup? What have we got to do to get knocked out of the Carabao Cup? Yes. Where's my beverage? Right, coffee's all gone. I feel like you already knew that. If you are keeping notes, I don't know if you made a note of when the coffee was actually all gone. It is still all gone at 8:24 though, if you are keeping notes on my beverage consumption, which I'd like to think some of you are, in case a doctor ever asks you how much I've got going in and out. Posture check. Oh, there you go. Chelsea aren't that bad compared to City. You can tell you're young, CJ. Go and live in 2005. When was it? When Abramovich first turned up? Go hang out that year and live through that summer and tell me Chelsea aren't that bad. 2003 was it? I remember I was on holiday camping. Obviously as an adult if it was 2003, but I know my dad was there. This was back before we would have mobile phones with Twitter and stuff on. We'd have to go and get the paper every day to keep up to date with the sports news, and every day Chelsea was signing another player. Pharmaco Crazy, thank you for the sub. And then, believe it or not, terrible mid-table Chelsea won the Premier League with all those fancy players they went out and bought. Chelsea are in fact, Chelsea aren't even the originals. Blackburn did it first. Blackburn was step one, but their money went away, so I don't hold it against them. But then Chelsea started ruining it. You say you know that was 18 years ago, right? I do know that was 18 years ago, but are Chelsea still a top four team? Are Chelsea in the Champions League final? They're literally only there because they threw money around 18 years ago and continued to throw money around. Chelsea just a mid-table team who got lucky with a rich owner. And then Man City did it with bells on. Man United were the first. See, I disagree with that. I don't think Man United were the first. Man United reinvested the money they were making. I never really got it when people would say Man United were just as bad, because I don't agree. And I'm absolutely not a Man United fan. But Man United, for a long time have been one of the most profitable sporting brands in the world. Man United reinvested the money that they made through being Man United. That's very different to having Roman Abramovich turn up, give you 250 million to spend in a transfer window, and go and hoover up all the top talent that you can find. It's completely different. Even Leicester are only competitive now because they sold their Premier League winning squad, got bailed out of bankruptcy from their owners not that long before their Cinderella season. Yeah, exactly. People say Leicester didn't have a lot of money. Leicester, it's only 10 years ago, Leicester were in League One with Posh. Leicester have had their fair share of money. We were in for Jamie Vardy when he went to Leicester. Because you know how much we like a non-league striker. We couldn't compete with Leicester for the money they were throwing at Jamie Vardy compared to us. Leicester have had their share of money as well. When Man United spend that much, the only way to compete is to spend a fortune. Again, the whole Man United dominated football for years because their academy was incredible. They didn't dominate football because they spent 30 million on Rio Ferdinand. They dominated football for 15 years because they had a youth team that brought David Beckham, Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, Gary Neville, Phil Neville, Nicky Butt all through at the same time. That wasn't them throwing money around. That was an incredible golden generation of homegrown players that they then built on. I think if Abramovich pulled the plug, Chelsea brand has been built up enough to sustain this peak. At this point, if Abramovich left, someone else would step in. That's the difference. That's the difference between Chelsea and Blackburn. Yeah, Blackburn had it for 5 years and then the money went away. Chelsea have had it for 20 and are now a big six club. Was Matt Gooden any good for Posh? Not really. But then he's a championship striker, so who am I to say? I didn't think he was any good. He's not my kind of player. But he's done. Ask a Coventry fan, they'll tell you he's great. That's a good point as well. Whoever it was who said Chelsea spent all that money 18 years ago, how much money did Chelsea spend last summer? They spent an absolute fortune last summer. So let's not pretend Chelsea aren't still throwing money around. They bought like 8 players last summer, didn't they? For like 200 million, if not more. So I think it's still very fair to say Chelsea buy their success. They spent a lot last summer because they sold a lot and didn't spend the year before. They weren't allowed to spend the year before because of their previous transfer shenanigans. Which again makes the point. As a Blackburn fan, I don't care. I enjoyed the success while it lasted. We did some great deals. Signing Shearer for 3.3 million, selling him for 15 million. Somehow sold Chris Sutton to Chelsea when he was in decline for 10 million. That Blackburn team was a great side as well. You need to change your hardware info. It says you've still got a 1060. I have got a 1060 on my gaming PC. Only needs to run Football Manager. 1060 is plenty. At some point in the next year or so, what is listed as my streaming PC will become my gaming PC, and I'll get a new editing PC. A super duper one. But yeah, all the gaming one needs to do is run Football Manager. It runs it fine. Even as a Wolves fan, I could admit the only reason we got back into the Premier League and then Europa League was because we were bought by rich owners. Exactly. That's all football is now. Tabakari's finally got a goal. Hooray. And I'm not saying that there's only a few teams that are super evil. I'm saying Chelsea started it, City made it worse, and now everyone's at it. And as a League One club, now a Championship club, as a posh fan, I know there's a ceiling for us because it is impossible for us to get to the Premier League. People were going on about how the Super League takes the competitiveness away, means there's no chance for the smaller clubs to make it big. Well, I'm telling you now, there is no chance that Peterborough United make it to the Premier League unless we get a rich owner. It is impossible. So that, to me, takes the fairy tale away a little bit. It spoils the fun somewhat. Because posh are bad. I mean, you know that's not true, though. We just literally got promoted. It's not that we're bad, it's that we don't have rich owners. We survive as a club by selling players at a profit to these dumb clubs who overpay for them. EPL parachute payments killed the pyramid. Now it's generally the same team seesawing between the Prem and the Champ. Yeah, exactly. Norwich, West Brom, that gang. The Yo-Yo gang. Darren McAntony wouldn't sell. I wouldn't want Darren McAntony to sell. He brought in new investors a few years ago. We've got 3 owners now. It's not just Darren. But I love Darren McAntony. I'd hate to imagine a future where Darren McAntony doesn't own Posh. He's brilliant. The Norwich Yo-Yo, yes, they just play for their parachute payments. Yeah. I mean, it must be fun. Every other year's fun. I think we've talked... I don't know if it's the same Norwich fan in the chat now as it was when we talked about Norwich a little while ago. But they agreed with me when I said, I bet Norwich, as a fan, Norwich's best season in a long time is that year they stormed League One. Bet that was loads of fun. You'll cry when Barry Fry retires. You don't know a lot about Peterborough, do you? Not a Barry Fry fan. You'll struggle to find a Peterborough fan who likes Barry Fry. Barry, certainly of my sort of age. Maybe the younger ones don't have the same reason to dislike him that I do, but we were this close to going out of business because of that man's incompetent buffoonery. We struggle to find anyone that likes Barry Fry. Apparently Birmingham fans love Barry Fry. I'm told Southend fans love Barry Fry as well. We got any Birmingham fans or Southend fans? Posh, we've got a couple of Canadian owners alongside McAntony. That is correct. What do I make of Akinfenwa retiring? He's about 80, isn't he? It's about time. Right, we said we wanted 7 points going into this game against Monaco. We've got 9. If we go to Monaco and win, which, I mean, Tabakari's on the bench. That's how good this team is now. But if we go to Monaco and win, we're in the knockout rounds of the Champions League. Ho, ho, ho. I think it's unlikely, but we've just smashed Everton in the league. Anything can happen. Boo. Boo. Never mind. We're still getting through this group. Even if we've budgeted to lose here, we've still got to play Zenit at home. And then, no, Zenit away, Porto at home, I think are our final 2 matches. So even if we lose here, we've still got a good chance. But maybe we won't lose. Oh, Sven's shot is cleared off the line. Oh, my word. Oh, goodness me. Did you know Akinfenwa is in talks with WWE about becoming a wrestler when he retires? Really? He's a bit old, isn't he? Isn't he nearly 40? That's when wrestlers are usually retiring. I think that would be a terrible idea on all accounts. He's 38. 38 is not an age to learn to be a wrestler. I wouldn't bother. Work for DDP. DDP wasn't that old. How old was Goldberg when he started? I don't know, mid to late 20s, I should think. Again, not 38. Batista was 36 when he started. But when he started training, I can believe he was 36 when he came through onto the WWE main roster. I can't believe the first time he did a lockup, he was 36 years old. Hydrate. Okay. I was hydrating and we scored. Lucky beverage. Diekmeyer's got more goals than Tabakaru this year. Who knew Tabakaru was getting dropped this year? If Real Madrid still want to give us 150 million for him, maybe we'll move him on now. Make room for the next Wonder Kids to come through. That's how good this Sheffield United team is. Goldberg was 30 when he started training. There you go. That sounds about right. Still very different from 38. I mean, I'm 38. I don't think I could become a wrestler at this point. There's your context. Before we get any fat jokes, there's plenty of wrestlers fatter than me. Goldberg had years of physical training from his time in the NFL. I mean, to be fair, Akinfenwa's been a professional footballer for more than 20 years, and he's bigger than most wrestlers. So I think it's fair to say Akinfenwa's had plenty of physical training as well. Oh, there he is. Da, 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 da. Sven da Silva, da, 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 da. Sven da Silva, da, 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 da. Sven da Silva. What if a club value a new Wonder Kid overprice you're willing to pay? Why not offer Tabakari in the deal? Because Tabakari's not going for less than 150 million. Start training and gaining for your big 40 debut. It's not about when you start, it's when now it's when you finish. All these guys like Jericho, Taker, Flair, McMahon, blimey. The other three wrestled from a very young age though, and changed their styles as they got older. If Chris Jericho started wrestling now, he'd get nowhere. Chris Jericho is still a star because he was a star, because he used to be spectacular, and now he's still pretty good for his age. Sven da Silva, da, 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 da. Sven da Silva, da, 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 da. Sven da Silva. No, Tabakari's not injured. He's just not in the team. He's our backup striker now. He got injured and Sven da Silva took his spot and he's not giving it back. Because Sven da Silva is the greatest striker in the history of Sheffield United, so it seems. Tabakari will get his time again, maybe. But for now, it's the Sven da Silva show. I mean, would you drop either of these two? the form De Silva and Diekmeyer are in. They're a beautiful partnership. They're ripping Monaco apart here. Those two, with those two out wide, that front four is devastating. And Tabakaru's there to come off the bench if needed. What a time to be a Sheffield United fan. It must be so demoralising for the opposition to get to this point of the game, be losing, and I've just sent Tabakaru out to warm up. The mind games. I'm not even bringing him on. Moino's going to come on. One of our other Wonder Kid strikers, who's a better replacement for Diekmeyer. Right. Have we got a defender on the bench? In fact, we're going to take Diaz off. Oh, hold on. We're going to try and take Diaz off. Put Oros back to centre-back. Costa can come on at left-back. There you go. Didn't even need to bring Tabakaru on. And we've qualified for the knockout rounds, boys and girls. Champions League, easy. Easy peasy. We don't need Tabakaru. We don't need Tabakaru. We don't need Tabakaru. We've got Sven de Silva. Yeah. I've missed 1 week and Kev has signed 20 more strikers. We signed 3 more, I think, in the summer. All Wonder Kids, obviously. That's how you do it. There we go. We are in the knockout rounds of the Champions League. For those of you wondering why Tabakaru's not in the side, that's why Tabakaru's not in the side. Big Sven. Who actually, it's not even just current form. Because if you do the comparison, Sven's got him in most areas. He's quicker, better vision. Attacking's the same. He's got better mentals. His physicals are the same. The only category Tabakaru is better than De Silva is defending, and he's got 1 point extra on technical. But Sven is the man. He is the man in possession. He's the man with the better star rating. Is Silva the Wonder Kid you were trying to sign last week? I think we did sign him last week, yeah. He's the one I said, we don't need another Wonder Kid striker. De Silva, I think, was 57 million. So much more expensive than Tabakaru was. But 57 million well spent, I think. Although, what we do need to check is he doesn't have a release clause. Why can't I find him? No release clause. Excellent work, Kevin. What a good manager. Right. Oh, Wonder Kids. I like a Wonder Kid. A 3-star potential and he's a Wonder Kid. I think we have different definitions of Wonder Kid, sir. That is not a Wonder Kid. Yuck. If you want to see a Wonder Kid striker, come and have a look at my boys. We don't need Tabakaru. He'll still score the winner in the final. We're winning the Champions League this year. Oh, Felipe's doing a Mick Powell. That time he made his Brazil debut. Poor old Wongdi. As much as I love Wongdi, breaking his leg when he did, and giving Felipe the chance to come into the team and just play, Wongdi's finished. He's never getting back in this team. He's still out for another 3 to 7 weeks. He's still only 23, bless him. But he's now our 5th best right winger, our 4th best left winger, our 6th best central midfielder, 7th best central midfielder, sorry. Wongdi's done. And he was brilliant last year. But he just broke his leg at the wrong time. As if there's a right time to break your leg. But for him, it was certainly the wrong time to break his leg. How is Bobby Delat not getting called up internationally? Ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. Do I still have Cum? I know, Cum's gone. How long are they going to... Words, Kev. Use actual language words. How long are you going to stream to today? Probably about 10-ish, as usual. What am I going to do once I've won the Champions League? Yeah, we'll do a new save. Don't know what it'll be, but we'll do something new. For the record, I don't think we're going to win the Champions League this year. We haven't won the Premier League yet. This is still a very young team. I think we'll go deep into the knockouts, but I think we get found out in the Champions League this year. If we win the Champions League this year without winning the league, I'd probably do one more year to try and win the Premier League, and then end the save and maybe head out to Scandinavia and start there and do another similar save, but with different leagues loaded. And really, really try to avoid England. We tried hard this time. We avoided England for the first 8 years of the save, but couldn't resist Sheffield United hovering around the relegation zone in the Championship. With all that money, it was too tempting. And I'm very glad we ended up here because I've had a lovely time with Sheffield United. I think this is the most fun save I've had this year now because of these wonder kids that have come in the last season and a half. For me, Football Manager's all about the wonder kids. Why did they have all that money? No idea. They got relegated from the Premier League first season, but then every year, so that's when they got relegated. They were rubbish. They were like 18th when I took over. And then we won the next year. But despite being stuck in the Championship for that amount of time, if we go back, all the way back, is it letting me go back at all? No, wrong way. They were always spending. So 24 million that year, 25 million that year, 11 million that year, 50 million that year, 38 million that year, 75 million. I mean, they're selling a lot every year as well. They're just constantly trading in Premier League level players, I think. This next year was my first year, so 144 million and 87 out. And there's just always been a lot of money knocking around the club. It's just mad. They're a big club, I guess. A big club stuck in the Championship. Big attendances, Premier League parachute payments, Premier League players they were able to sell, and I guess they always reinvested well. You saw there, every year they were spending big, they were also selling big. So it's not like they were spending 50 million and then releasing them all on free transfers at the end of their contracts. They were spending 10, 15 million on players and selling them on for 30 or 40. Plus their youth system is stupid. Prieto, who came through the youth scene, is one of the best players we've had, and he just left us on a free. They had a brilliant player come through a few years before him. So there's always lots of good youth players coming through as well. Right, who are we playing? Tottenham. Oh, let's crack the old knuckles. Prepare for a nice fun day out at Tottenham. Called smart running of a football club, Sheffield. Yeah, Sheffield United seem to know their onions. I did try a lot to get Prieto back. At this point, even if he came back, even if he was available on a free and turned up suitcase in hand, I'd have him in the squad, but he doesn't get in the team anymore. There's no way he fits in this team. We'll try and get him back eventually. If for no other reason that it's handy having homegrown players around the place. But our team's so young at the moment, it hasn't actually mattered in the Champions League because of all the under 21 players not needing to be registered. In a year or two's time, that's going to be problematic. You just have to keep bringing in wonder kids or win it and end the save and not worry about it. Let it be someone else's problem. But for now, it's not an issue. And we are starting to move back up towards those Champions League spots as well. We're not winning the league this year because the gap is too big. Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, it's one of them three. They've already pulled clear. We're in the fight for that 4th Champions League spot that we got last year. Raid alert. Oh, the Chesnians are in. I got advanced warning. We had our Chesnian radar on. Say hello to the Chesnians, everybody. How are you doing, boys and girls? Have to say, apparently you lot are cursed because we just conceded a goal when you turned up. But other than that, welcome. Ugh. When this safe finishes, will I holiday 5 years into the future? Yes, I will. Look, boys and girls, you just arrived from Chez's stream. We're Sheffield United and we're not rubbish. We're 7th in the Premier League. We're in the Champions League. We've got loads of wonder kids. It's just like reality. Although we are losing against Spurs, which Spurs winning does take some of the realism away. Oh, there's a pass. Oh, not quite. Someone tell me to hydrate. Where's my beverage? Hydration complete. Right, come on, boys. It's now time for an equaliser. Do we have to go attack him? We'll have a goal here, I think. No. See, this is the time to bring on Tabakaru. You've got the last 2 years Golden Boot winner sat on the bench. Oh, what the hell has just happened? Now really is the time to bring on Tabakaru. There's your posture check. De Silva's not turned up today, so Tabakaru can come on. Easy. Tabakaru on. We go attacking. What's this about tango? All the tango's gone. We ran out of tango. There's no subtlety to it. There's no subtext. I had a lot of tango, and now it's all gone. And I'm pretty upset about it. That's some poor goalkeeping right there. Right, come on, boys. Tabakaru's on. What the... Come on, gentlemen. It is Chez's fault we're losing. We were doing all right. Tabakaru being only 3.5 stars. What have I missed? Us signing loads of better players. We're Christian Gomezing Tabakaru. Right, here he goes. He's only scored once in the league this year. See, he's doing that. He's not scoring anymore. Yeah, the guy I tweeted about yesterday is Frota in midfield, who we signed on last night's stream. This guy, who's not having a particularly good game either. That's a touchline shout. Come on. Come on. It's only Spurs. It's only Spurs. It's only Spurs. It's only Spurs. It's what we've got to keep telling ourselves. They're down in 12th place. Right. Who's to blame? See, this is Frota, who is brilliant. But no, I mean, we have just played in the Champions League. Have we? I feel like we have just played in the Champions League. So we've got a reason to be tired. But still. Felipe's not playing well either. Champions League hangover. That's what this is. Right, come on. Come on. He's a good left back. Oh, Striddy. I like him a lot. Oh, Tabakaru! This is how you re-announce yourself as a star. What is going on? Remember when he used to score them? His head's gone. His confidence is shot. He's had 2 big chances since coming on. And I hate to say it, I think Sven de Silva scores 2 goals. And I was maybe a little bit hasty bringing Tabakaru on the form that he's in. Where has it all gone wrong for Sergio Tabakaru? It was when he was upgraded from Wonder Kid to Elite Striker. He can't cope with the elite tag that he's got. For those of you who haven't seen Tabakaru for a few days, maybe his head's been turned. Real Madrid aren't even interested anymore. He's still banging the goals in internationally. 29 from 26 for Romania. But for us, this isn't the same Sergio Tabakaru we know and love. NP Raven, thank you very much for the Prime sub. He'll come good again. We know he'll come. Oh, ooh. What have we got here, boys and girls? What have we got here, boys and girls? He needs more scouting. We're already doing it. Good work, Pastor Kev. I mean, we don't have any money. I'm looking at him. We don't have any money. We don't have a space in the team for him. But most of the time, neither of those things matter. And we'll find a way. At this point, I would do a swap for Tabakaru. Not that Porto would be able to pay Tabakaru's wages, presumably. But they're giving him 100 grand a week. Do you reckon they'll do a straight swap in January? Look at he's got his acceleration is somewhere around 19 to 20. So he's quick then. 19 to 20 for acceleration, 15 to 19 dribbling. He's like the perfect winger. Oh. We'll keep it. How far scouted is he? He's only 30% scouted. We want to make him our top priority for scouting. Tekin Kokabaya Raptor. He's just going to be Tekin if we sign him. Scouts. Get him to the top of the list. We need to know about Tekin to try and get him before Real Madrid do. It's not January yet. We've got time to scout him fully. Diaz is needing a rest. When he says he doesn't want one, he's getting one anyway. Off on holiday with you. Don't want to break. You cost £72 million. If I tell you to go and have a week on holiday, you go and have a week on holiday. Go to scouting assignments, click on prioritize so we can get him scouted quicker. Is that not what I just did? Or are you telling me there's a way to make it go even quicker? I feel like I've just done what you told me to do before you told me to do it, haven't I? I'm going to assume that's what you were telling me to do. And there's not some secret trick that I don't know about. I mean, what we really need is a goalkeeper. I'm here trying to bring in yet another winger. Can I point out we've already got two very good wingers? We really don't need another one. We've got this guy on one side. We've got this guy on the other side. We're all right for wingers. Now we know why Sinan hasn't played for Turkey. Because Tekin's there. He was Turkish as well, wasn't he? Tekin's the same age, but even better in the same position. Poor kid. Text messages coming in while I'm streaming. Unacceptable. The name fix doesn't apply to this save. I mean, sometimes I do the name fix, sometimes I don't. I can't say as I care about the name fix particularly. It's never really bothered me. I know it bothers some of you lot, and I try and remember to do it, but remember, before I started doing YouTube, I never even put the badges or the faces on because it just doesn't bother me. Let's play Penis Town again. Hold on. International break. That means a friendly. A friendly with the Penis Town Church. Beautiful. Bum, 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 bum. Looks like our under-23s are getting the job done in the Papa John's Pizza Cup, or whatever it's called. The Papa John's Pizza Box. Eagles is back. No one tell him what we were saying about him when he was gone. He doesn't need to know. If he wanted to know, he'd have stuck around. Come on, international breaks take so long. Maybe we need an international job. Although that's just going to make them take even longer. Most of your squad in the under-23s win the Papa John's for a laugh. We could. I had to put Little Beagles to bed. Likely story. I hope Little Beagles is your kid. Not your nickname for your penis. I had to sort out Little Beagles. Dun, 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 dun. With you playing CM and FM, both titles, what's been your best clubs you've been? I mean, I've pretty much, you name them, I've managed them, I imagine. I don't think I've ever managed Real Madrid. Ever. But that's probably the only big club, the only Super League level club that I've not managed, I think. Pretty much everyone else I've managed. What's the most ridiculous signing I've ever done? Vermonti for Manchester United last year was a bit stupid. We massively overpaid for him. Who was that guy I signed for Bayern Munich last year? The Brazilian, was he a Brazilian striker? Who was absolute trash. But I liked him, so I kept trying to take him everywhere around. I think I had him at Spurs as well. And I spent like 100 million to bring him to Bayern Munich with me. Nothing about Vermonti is stupid ever. Don't seem to recall you managing PSG. I think I have pre-YouTube, probably pre-oil money. So maybe I'm due the new version of Paris Saint-Germain. Love how you manage a club and not win a major title and get big international job interviews. Except when you're managing Apollon and then you never get the international job offers. When the only save I've ever gone into saying, right, the goal for this save is I'm going to manage this club side and I'm going to manage the international team in this country as well. The only time I've ever said it and I couldn't get the job. He is scoring goals for fun internationally. What is he doing differently? He's got 21 goals from 10 appearances in the Euros qualifiers. That is utterly absurd. He's outscored Kylian Mbappe by 10 goals. Why can we not get that man scoring for us this season? You can't tell me he's out of form. Why did he play against Penastown Church? He's on international duty. Can we not see him playing internationals? Oh, here we go. So all teams. So he got 2 against Iceland, came back, couldn't score against Penastown, but then went back again and got 2 against Azerbaijan. He got 4 against Andorra, 3 against Finland. He scored in this season where we can't get him scoring. He's scored 11 international goals in 4 games. I've broken him. I have broken Tabakaru. I have broken Tabakaru. What have I done? I want to cry. Maybe making him captain was a bad idea. Can we see what role he plays for them? That's not... He's not for Azerbaijan. He plays for not Turkey, Romania. So... plays up front on his own for them. That was when he was at his very best for us, when he had Prieto in behind him. He needs the Sven de Silva role. The only problem is, that's where Sven's playing. And, I mean, it's just one of those things. The man in possession, how do we drop him? Although he's had a long run without goals there. But the man who's playing in his role has got 17 goals from 16 starts this season. That's why Tabakaru can't play as the advanced forward, because De Silva's scoring at a better goals per game than Tabakaru ever did. And until that situation changes, Sven's the man in possession. It's a nice problem to have. But I would like to have Tabakaru coming off the bench, scoring some goals. I'm not going to do double advance forward because they both need Diekmeyer behind them to create the chances for them. I know we experimented with doing 3 up top earlier in the year, but then we lose our wide men. I think we just have to leave him on the bench, let him play himself back into the team, and if he doesn't, so be it. So, European Golden Boy candidates, Tekin is on there, Sven is on there. So, we want Tekin. We want Tekin. We want Tekin. He's 47% scouted now. Sugar plums. Look how much money they want for him. I don't think we're signing him. Tabakar reminds me of Torres when at Liverpool. Gerrard in behind, scored for fun, went to Chelsea and was rubbish. It's just he hasn't got enough time playing in his role this year. His time will come. Sven will drop out of form or get injured or get suspended, and Tabakar will get his run. It's not that he doesn't fit in the team. It's that we've got someone better in his role. So he's 22. He's got time to push his way back into the team again. It's a nice problem to have. And I'm all for him going and playing himself back into form internationally. That works for me. Diekmeyer, I love Diekmeyer. I'm not dropping Diekmeyer. Him in that little pocket behind the striker. He does so much. We see him doing so much. So he definitely plays. See, Quick Pick is telling me Tabakaru in behind De Silva. You are? I've not lost a single frame. No, have you been on the PlayStation the whole time? Love our new internet. Love our new internet. You downloaded a game as well? Oh, fantastic. I love this internet. It's amazing. Oh, beautiful. Both Sven and Tabakari can play wide, but again, I go back to Sven scoring at more than a goal a game. I'm not messing with Sven. Stukalov wants... Stukalov's a wonder kid as well. We've got too many of them. Too many wonder kids. Oh, my wallet's too heavy. I'm too handsome. I've got too many wonder kids. Women won't stop throwing themselves at me. Are you playing against Tekken in the Champions League? I guess we probably are. We get to look at Tekken firsthand, some first-hand scouting. I didn't notice him being particularly good when we beat them earlier on, but we're going to be keeping a close eye on Tekken in this game, where if he plays on the right, he'll be up against Striddy, our superstar Italian defender. So it'll be interesting to see how he copes with a real top-tier left-back trying to mark him out of the game. Then we'll judge whether he's worth 100 million. And if he is... that might be the thing that instigates letting Tabakaru go. Because if we could get 100 million plus for Tabakaru and still have Sven, Diekmeyer, Moino, Stukalov as 4 strikers and bring Tekin in to be an extra player on either wing, we could potentially let Tabakaru and Wong Di go and get 150, 200 million for the two of them. Bring Tekin in and have some money left over. Would you switch from Football Manager to play Fall Guys with Pab right now? Absolutely not. Tell him to switch to Football Manager and stop being weird. Who the hell wants to play Fall Guys? Does he think it's last summer all over again or something? What's wrong with that boy? Fall Guys indeed. That was fun for a week. Nobody's playing Fall Guys anymore. Only losers are playing Fall Guys now. Oh dear. Oh, for £300. Oh, yeah. Make the donation. I'll switch right over. Why don't you play one as advanced forward, one as a pressing forward? No, they both need Diekmeyer in behind. I honestly don't mind Tabakaru sitting on the bench. I am completely comfortable with it. He will get his time. Diekmeyer in behind De Silva. That's all we need. What would you say if Anna started streaming Fall Guys? Let her do it. I don't care. Pab's enjoying it as well. I'm sure people are enjoying watching Pab play. I am a Football Manager man. I can tell you this straight away. If I switch to Fall Guys now, what have we got? 300 people watching roughly? If I switched to Fall Guys now, I'd have 100 people watching. That's why I'm not switching, because you lot are here to watch me play Football Manager. You don't want me to watch. As some of you talk a good game and reckon you want to see me play something else, the vast majority of you are here just for Football Manager. So that's what I play, and I love it. If he sits on the bench, his value keeps dropping. Yeah, but who cares? He's a great player to have on the bench. It's not all about his value. I hate to be that guy, but I'm very paranoid. But if you switch to Fall Guys on stream, I'll donate. Yeah, that's not how it works. I'm too long in the tooth to fall for that one. Callum, thank you for the Twitch Prime. In all seriousness, keep your money in your pocket. I don't want to play Fall Guys. I'm all right playing Football Manager. It's fun. Have we got a penalty? We're playing Manchester City. I've just realised 20 minutes in that we're playing Man City. A penalty! Hooray! All right, boys. Let's do a penalty. We'll play a popular game for a week and leave it forever. Yeah, exactly. I'm all for jumping on the bandwagon when the time comes. But I don't need to be on a bandwagon at the moment. If you want to see me play something that's not Football Manager, once Anna's streaming setup is done, we are going to play It Takes Two together over the course of a couple of nights. But the main goal there is to get you all following Anna's channel. So I will be spending the whole time trying to send you to her stream. It's going to be the weirdest streaming weekend for me ever, because I'm going to be streaming, but actively encourage you to go and watch the other person and follow them instead. It's going to be very odd. We're 1-0 up against Manchester City. You've still got Phil Foden in their team, which is very interesting. How old must he be now? Kev would not need £300 to play Fall Guys. He needs to be sponsored. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you want me to switch games, you have to pay me the amount of money the likes of Raid and Vikings paid. And it was a lot more than 300 quid. I'm playing It Takes Two with my partner. It's amazing. I'm so excited. I've deliberately not looked into anything about it other than the fact it's a two-player co-op game, and I love two-player co-op games. I think me and Anna are going to have a lot of fun playing that, and it should be a lot of fun to watch as well. Just need to get her stream set up and running. Actually, I found for It Takes Two, it's more beneficial to have the streams of both players open in two windows beside each other. There you go. What I will ask is when we do that, please don't give me any tips or spoilers or anything. I've deliberately steered clear of the game. Sven's just missed a chance. Basically missed an open goal. So I don't want spoilers. I don't really know. I presume it's a story-based game. I don't really know. Is it a puzzly thing? I don't want to know. Don't answer that. I want to be surprised. I'm just really looking forward to it. Whew. Have I tried Overcooked before? I don't think so, no. I'm not going to spoil it. What makes you think I'd remember specifics? I don't know. You're an internet person. Internet people do remember things. Make the emote-only chat if you don't want spoilers. I'll just trust you lot not to be wangs. We have a nice trust-based relationship. Remember, I told you lot a secret. There were 600 of you in, and I told you a secret, and you kept the secret. I think I can trust my chat to not be wangs. If I ask you to behave yourselves, I think you'll behave yourselves. If I can trust you with a secret for 3 weeks and not have a single person spoil the secret, I think I can trust you not to spoil a video game for me that I'm really looking forward to playing. Ooh, that's a good save. I said we needed a goalkeeper, but that's a very good save because we're adults, not kids. Exactly. And I appreciate that. Thank you for aging yourselves up appropriately. What are my thoughts on Jose Mourinho going to Roma? He just gets around a bit, doesn't he? How old are his kids? That's what I always think about people like him who are constantly moving around Europe. Does he does his wife and kids pick a country and stay there, and he just spends a lot of time away from them, or are his kids constantly moving from one country to another? How does it all work? I can tell I'm old. That's the thing I'm most intrigued about when it comes to Mourinho going to Roma. What are his kids going to do? They live in London. That makes sense. And presumably he can... I mean, I guess it's a little bit harder with COVID, but normally it's not exactly hard when you've got the money he's got to move back and forth between Rome and London. Tabacaro is on, and we've got the little swapping going on with De Silva as well. Who do you reckon's going to win the Champions League? I mean, presumably Man City are winning it. We got into a whole debate earlier this evening about it being an all-English final. I don't care. And I'm a little disappointed that it's the two clubs that ruined the Premier League who are both there. Kind of have a anyone but them two policy. Sven De Silva. Sven De Silva. Sven De Silva. Beautiful. I am happy for Peterborough. I'm happy for me, and I'm happy for Peterborough. Championship club. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? 8 years it took us to get back. Those kids are 21 and 25, so I don't think it matters moving again. I guess it doesn't matter so much now, but look back over his career. He's done Porto, Chelsea, Real Madrid, Inter, Man United. He's got around a bit, hasn't he? So perhaps it's not really relevant now his kids are older, but when he was moving from Portugal to England to Spain to Italy to England, he was living in a hotel the whole time he was at United. That explains why he wasn't bothered. Frota's tired. He needs a rest. That's fine. You can have a little rest. We'll just beat Man City. You can have as much rest as you need, young man. Let's give him a week off training. Liam Delap can off. I mean, we're friends, Liam. But you can leave that out. You realise he's coming to take your spot if he does go there. I mean, that would be quite the strike partnership. Tabacaro and Delap have been the best strikers in the Premier League for the last 2 years. There's not a chance he goes to West Ham. And there's certainly not a chance he goes for 63 million. We paid 57 for De Silva. Genuinely going to need 150 to 200 million to part with him. I'm just not interested in letting him go for any less than that. He did live in a hotel. I remember seeing the bill online. It was unreal. Wow. To be fair, there's a lot to hate about him from Spurs. But Spurs was the first team he'd managed and not won anything his whole career. Oh, yeah. I mean, someone said before, why do people keep hiring him? Because he wins loads of things. Why would anyone not hire him? He's one of the best managers of his generation. I love him. I think he's brilliant. Which I know is a bit of a counterpoint to me moaning about Chelsea when he was leading that Chelsea revolution that I'm so upset about. But yeah, I love Mourinho. I think he's brilliant. Right, now we play Porto, which means we get to have a look at Tekken. It's like how cocky he was when he went to Chelsea, because he knew how good he was. That's the thing with him now. What has he got left to prove? It's like he's winding down his career. He's now managing the second tier teams. Because, I mean, Tottenham are no Chelsea or Man United. Roma are no Inter. He's doing the tour of the second tier now. Have I ever done a scouting guide? Yeah, well, not a scouting guide as such, but I've done stuff on how I do transfers. If you have a look on my YouTube channel, from around the launch of FM21, I did quite a lot of videos about transfers and stuff. So there's definitely stuff from back then. I haven't got links to give you, but you don't have to go back very far. If Guardiola surpasses him in Champions Leagues, he'll not lift that down. I mean, to be fair, both of them have got many, many years ahead of them to win many more Champions Leagues. So I don't think that's a huge worry for him. Currently watching in my first flat on a phone with poor 4G. This is what I always imagined. Congratulations. What, you've just moved into your first flat? That's really cool if you have. And yeah, I went through the terrible 4G when we first moved in here. We've only got good internet this week. It took 7 months. I hope it doesn't take you that long. Mourinho's problem is his approach and tactics have not evolved or changed since he first broke on the scene. What was once seen as the special one is now seen as very out of touch and lost in the current game. I don't know that that's true. Chelsea, I feel like his Chelsea team pretty much invented that 4-3-3 with Makelele sat in front of the back four, Drogba is your complete forward, your inside forwards, couple of box-to-box midfielders in front of Makelele. He pretty much invented that. I know he didn't invent it, but he made that cool, and teams still use that now. But he wasn't using that system at Tottenham. Harry Kane wasn't playing the same role that Didier Drogba used to play, for example. Was that De Silva who just scored? No, I thought I was going to have to play the song. I don't like the guy, but I'd take his old school at Arsenal right now. I imagine a lot of teams would take him. They've been watching WWE. I haven't watched any WWE since WrestleMania. Sven de Silva. Sven de Silva. Sven de Silva. Oh, I agree. Drogba and Kane are very different players. But that's my point. He wasn't playing the same system that he was playing 20 years ago. That was the point I was making. When he first went to Tottenham, people were raving about Tottenham actually being good for the first time in ages. Surely no one really wants Jose now. Old school. You know you'd take him, Lee. When Pep leaves, you'd take Mourinho. I do watch AEW, yes, and I've not watched last night's yet. I'll start watching that when I go to bed. I'll probably watch the first half of it. We are a good team. Has anyone noticed Tekin yet, by the way? We're 35 minutes in. Tekin is playing on the right wing. We should probably do that. You can do that thing where you highlight him, can't you? Can't remember how you do it. Can you still do that? What number is he? Can we find him? Let me... why is that not working? Just want to know what number he is. Fine, we'll just click them all. He's the one they've left forward. Ah, there he is. Right, if we leave Tekin highlighted like that, we can at least see what he's doing in all these highlights. There used to be a way to track an individual player. You could have it on the screen. I don't know if you can still do it. I don't think you can, which is frustrating. It used to be one of the little boxes that you could put on the what's it. But we've got him highlighted now, so at least we'll be able to see him. There he is again, look. See what he's up to. Not tracking back. That's what he's up to there. As he runs top speed towards his right back. Right, there he is, teching on the ball. Is he worth 100 million? Was that a £100 million pass? I'm not so sure. So he's clinging to that right wing. Ruben Neves is going to try and land it on him. He's not. Look, there he is. Look at all that space we're giving him. One of the best young players in Europe, and our left back's like, yeah, I'm not bothered. I'll worry about him if he appears in the area. Right. Keep doing what you're doing, gentlemen. Good work so far. So he's an inside forward playing on that side. I thought he was right-footed. That's interesting that they're playing him as an inside forward. Right, there you go. There he is again. We're keeping him very quiet. Felipe's doing quite a good job of keeping an eye on him as well. I've never really studied a particular player this much in the game before. But between Striddy and Felipe, they're keeping him very quiet. Sven with the flick onto himself because he doesn't need a strike partner. It's weird that they're not focusing the play down the side that he's on when he's obviously their best player. There you go. See, that's an opportunity to give him the ball there. Ruben Neves, his first thought when he gets the ball should be to play Tekin in. And he's not. Right, Diekmeyer is tired. So, let's get Tabakaru on. He's going to have to play in his less preferred role, but I'm sure he'll get over it. He gets half an hour of football. Sinan is now coming off as well. In fact, I'm going to put Stukalov up there like that. And then I'm going to get these two doing the swap and roll thing again. Just to give Tabakaru time actually playing as the advanced forward. And Stukalov, I think, can do that role quite well. Yeah. And then Bobby Delart coming off for Josivan as my final change. They're taking Tekin off now. I don't see him on there. So we've basically marked him out of the game. 100 million, my eye. He's been marked out of the game. I'm a genius. And now look at the space my left back and left winger have got now. Now they're not worried about defending. Left back to left winger. They take Tekin off and immediately... Lovely stuff. Absolutely lovely stuff. Why don't you do a save on the FM Retro database when it comes out? I think it might be a fun save. It's a fun Twitch save. Because it'll be fun initially and then it'll get boring quick. They're very much novelty databases. I think they're good for one-off videos. I wouldn't do a save on one, though. People think they want to see a save on one, but I don't think anyone actually does, really. Just like you're not going to sit there and play a save of your own on it for years and years and years. Come on, Sven. Play it in for Tabakaru. Let's get him a goal. Give it to Tabakaru. He gave it back. Tabakaru's goal shy all of a sudden. Build a Nation series. Maybe. I mean, we did Greece last year, didn't we? I've talked about Sweden. But, yeah, well, I don't know. I don't need to make a decision just yet. Stukalov's look lively since coming on. Yeah, I'll go where Mrs. Wearmouth sends me. Jack's doing Sweden. Well, then it needs someone to do it properly. That's not a big deal. Da, 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 da. Bum, 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 bum. You did Argentina in a Greek shell. What? And you actually think if we go to Sweden or Romania, it's not just going to be full of South Americans? You understand this is Football Manager, right? We're good at Champions League. I did not expect to smash our group the way we smashed it. I know we got the group we wanted, but we have dominated that group. Have I ever done the Netherlands? I did. I managed AZ Alkmaar for a bit on Twitch a couple of years ago. That save where we did the one season per country. We did Hamburg, we did Club Bruges, we did Alkmaar, we did Brøndby. I think we moved around quite a lot in that save. That was the time we signed Obafemi Martins for Brøndby and didn't understand how he was still a footballer because he was playing for Newcastle in like 1987. Frota, contender for World Under-21 Footballer of the Year. I love the fact we've got a contender for that. That is amazing. Murillo's the guy at Liverpool, isn't he? Yeah. We know he's good. He ruins us regularly. I thought that might have been our Gomez. We got a Gomez in this save? Or am I confusing saves? We've got a Gomez, haven't we? Do we have a Gomez? Yeah, I knew we had a Gomez. I know I've signed a Gomez for Bourne today. I think I signed a Gomez for Bourne today. Gomez's get around a bit. The issue with playing minor leagues is that the save becomes a let's grab every single South American wonder kid all the time. I mean, that's not unique to smaller leagues. You've watched this save. You've watched the home save, right? That's just the nature of Football Manager. Football Manager is just a race to the wonder kids. Right, there you go. We're going to give Tabakaru a start in the Premier League. Quick Pick suggests we do it. I'm not one to argue. Little bit of rotation. De Silva plays in the Champions League. Tabakaru gets to face Derby in the Premier League. And hopefully get himself back into winning ways or goal-scoring ways. And we've always got De Silva sat there to come on if need be. We've got a very strong team. Have you seen Dortmund set the price for Haaland? They'll not accept a price lower than 150 million. Makes a lot of sense. They don't need to sell, do they? He's only just signed for them. He's on a long contract. Yeah, I'm fully in favour of him holding out for a big fee. Fair play to him. Come on, kick him. I mean, that's some very good defending. Right, here you go. Diekmeyer's got to release Tabakaru here, surely. Tabakaru's there. Tabakaru, lovely control. He's been fouled there. Let Tabakaru have the penalty. It's going to be Diekmeyer to take it. But he's been absolutely clattered there. Next year he has a 70 million release clause. Well, then that's what you say to people then. If you want him before next year, it's 150. If you want to pay 70, you can have him next year. Simple. Doesn't do Dortmund any harm to keep him for another year. Diekmeyer stepping up. And it's saved. Well, Man City have to sign either Haaland or Kane, don't they, with Aguero going? It's got to be one of those two. How many seasons do you think it will take to get Bourne USA to the Promised Land? 1,000. I don't know. I have no idea. Anna's just sent me a message saying, charge that charger up, please. So I think she means charge up the battery pack for Andy's phone. Or she could be asking me to bring a charger upstairs. It's not clear. I'm sure she'll clarify. Man City win the league and the Champions League. Don't really need Haaland or Kane at all. Well, they're not going to have Aguero, though, are they? Man City are close to the Champions League. Rarely play a recognised striker. Don't think they need anyone. It's nice to have a striker in the squad, though, isn't it? And they're Man City. They can afford Haaland. Why wouldn't they want him? Tabakaru finally back in the goals. And look, he's dislocated his hips to celebrate. Everton and Leicester want Tony. Brentford want 30 million. I'd be surprised if they accepted 30 million. I'd be delighted because I know we've got a big sell on. I mean, I imagine that's another 7 to 10 million coming our way if they get 30 million for him. But they got more than that for Ollie Watkins, didn't they? Who's not as good as Tony. And it's a different market this summer. So I still maintain Tony's worth more than Ollie Watkins. Oh, I thought we were playing Tabakaru in again. This is the game to get Tabakaru back in proper form. Go on, give it to him again. He's in again. He's back. He's back, boys and girls. 2 today. I know it's only against Derby, but this is what he needed. A game playing up front without that rascal Sven getting in his way. He's back in the team as the main man and back in the goals. As a Brentford fan, 30 million is not enough for Tony. Agree. Completely agree. Watkins was 28. Oh, I thought Watkins was 35. Maybe I was wrong. I still think Tony's more than £2 million better than Watkins. I have a question. What rules should you use in a Build a Nation save? Whatever rules you want to use. Personally, I don't use a lot of rules when I do one. Could rise to 33. I mean, 35 rising to 40 for Tony feels reasonable. Especially when Brentford have got to pay a big chunk of sell on to us. They spent, what, 8 million on him last summer. If they have to give us that again this summer, that means more than half of that 30 million ended up coming to us. I know some of that then goes on to Newcastle, but this isn't, it's not really how Brentford do business. I don't know exactly what the sell on is. I would say it's likely to be more than 10%. Normally we try and push for quite a big one. 20% of 30 million is still, what, another 6 million. Add on to that the 8 or so we got last summer. So that's still 14 million coming to us. So they're only actually getting 16 million pounds for him. When you take into account what they paid for him. I don't think that's good enough business for Brentford, is it? This came from the last YouTube vid. Well, welcome along. Being a Villa fan, I think you're underestimating how good Watkins is. Completely transformed us in a way I don't think Tony would. I think you're underestimating how good Ivan Toney is. It'll be interesting with them both in the Premier League next year. The Manship's playing for Derby. It'll be interesting to see how they both get on in the Premier League next year. Because I think it's, if there's one thing for sure, it's they'll both be playing Premier League football next season. So let's see how good they are in the same league as each other. Villa stole all our players. Villa's just an upgraded Brentford. Issue with Watkins was Brentford were clever, batting to sign a 5-year deal in 2019, so everyone Villa wanted him, and their manager really wanted him as he signed him for Brentford. his price was really inflated. Well, surely Tony went to Brentford on a similar length deal, didn't he? He must have gone into Brentford on a 5-year deal for the amount of money they paid for him. So it should be the same situation. Brentford are in a situation where they don't have to sell Ivan Toney. So if a club wants him, we talk about Ivan Toney a lot on these streams. If someone wants Ivan Toney, they've got to come in and pay big money for him. Because otherwise, I mean, he's the best striker in the Championship. Tony's contracted to 2025. There you go. So it's exactly the same situation. He's got 4 years left on his contract. Yeah, I think the 35 to 40 million range is about right for Tony in today's ridiculous transfer market. Best after Armstrong. Absolute poppycock. Ivan Toney's the best striker in the Championship. Bar none. And what we've learned about all of this is Newcastle really know how to develop a young player. Good. Let's a round of applause for Newcastle. Good work, Newcastle. Silly gooses. Tabakaru's in on a hat trick. Very close. Four 0. We're good at football. Mods, deal with Spammy Spammerson for me. I mean, you say you know you shouldn't spam, then you proceed to spam. So, with the best will in the world, do one. Name we've never seen before. How long does NordVPN's birthday last? Forever. Have we dealt with him yet, mods? Have we got any mods in? Beagles is on it. I'll do it myself, shall I? My word. I can't even spell his name. Now I'm on the wrong screen. There you go. Kev dealt with it. Thanks, mods, for keeping a close eye on the chat. You're all doing solid work. Oh, dear. I was on it. Yeah. I was having a drink. You and Little Beagles at it again. How dare you hydrate when you have a job to do? Yeah, especially given how much I'm paying you. Ugh. It's only me here. Is it? I'll let you off then. Where's everyone else? What is it with my mods not turning up to my streams? I hear Clates talking about his mods. What have I got to do? Like should I go and poach Clates' mods? How much of that? Forget how much Ivan Toney's going to cost. How much do I have to pay for Clates' mods? Hydrate. They're all playing Fall Guys together. Bunch of friggin' losers. My word. I'm always here. Good work, Beagles. Tabakaru's got 3rd place in Premier League Player of the Month. Have I been a little harsh on his recent form? Or is there just a really low bar for that this month? I think there was just a low bar. He had one good game. No one played very well last month then. Felipe wins Young Player of the Month and dedicates the award to me. There's a good boy. Anna can't mod because she's too busy doing children activities at the moment. We've just had a £38 million cash investment. That's handy. Can it all go into transfer budget so we can buy tech in? I lost every game in a month. My player got it. It's rubbish. Nice. Right, can we hoodwink anyone into giving us good money for Wongdi? Good enough money for us to be able to get tech in. We're only getting 25% retained revenue, which is troublesome. Don't think we're getting tech in. Unless some serious money turns up. I think I've probably blown my load when it comes to money in recent years. And the days of us throwing 60, 70 million pounds at players is probably gone for a few years until we pay for the ones we've already got, which will be a few years. Right, Norwich. And De Silva is actually going to start on the right wing because of the injury to Sinan. And I'm not going to set him swapping, I think. I'm just going to leave him like that. Let Tabakaru have another full game playing up front. Really play himself back into form. Sven's already in form. He can play out on the wing for a match. I can live with that. Shady was in earlier this evening. Those of you wondering where Shady is, he was in for a bit. He still hasn't got a PC. That's his problem. He's stuck in this trying to buy a PC limbo nightmare that anyone who's been trying to buy a PC during COVID is in. The same limbo that Sheepdog's been stuck in for like 4 months at this point. Buying a PC at the moment is troublesome. Right. Stevic has had to come on as well now. Our wingers are dropping like flies. Shady was still here modding, exactly. Yeah, this is why I'm not desperately trying to upgrade my PC at the moment. Because there's no point. Any graphics card I'd want to put in this PC, I ain't going to be able to buy, am I? So, I'll just wait until next year, probably. That's why I'm still sat here on my 1060 on my gaming PC. Much sadness and all that. Come on, boys. Let's have a goal here. Look out. Sven's supposed to be playing on the wing. What's he doing in here? He's playing on the right wing today. There we go. Beautiful. Well, I am getting my new motherboard sorted next week. Matt is coming over to basically disassemble both my PCs. He's told me he needs a day. I've told him I'll play him with sandwiches and I might even get a cake in. But he's going to be taking the motherboard out of my gaming PC and throwing it in the sea. Moving the motherboard from my editing PC to my gaming PC. And then I've got a new motherboard to go in the gaming PC so that I can put my 4K capture card back in. Because at the moment, I can't fit the 4K Elgato in at the same time as the Camlink Pro. So, like a caveman, my Football Manager is only being captured in 1080p. Nightmare. I could sell my 1070 right now for more than I paid in 2016. The market is wrecked. Yeah. And we loop back round to crypto. Once Bitcoin crashes, we'll all be able to buy graphics cards again. Sven's in! Ooh. Crypto and part shortages. Perfect storm to ruin availability. Yep. I'm sure we'll all be all right. Me and Anna were in game the other day, and we were talking to the guy in there about the new consoles, and he actually had several Xbox Series X's in. So we asked about PS5s, and he said even if stock existed, they've been told they're not going to get stock of PS5s in store for the next couple of years because it creates such a crowd of people when they have them in stock that it's impossible to social distance. It's considered a public health risk. Game have basically been told they're not allowed to stock the PS5 in store, so they're going to be online only for the foreseeable future because of the crowds that arrive when the PS5 comes in stock, which I think is nuts. But yeah, if you want an Xbox Series X, they had several of them in stock at the Northampton game on Tuesday. But yeah, no PS5s in store. What just happened there? The whole screen just flashed.
Svend Silver, Svend Silver, Svend Silver.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Nuts, as not everyone shops online. Although to be fair, I think it's a fair bet that anyone who wants a PS5 probably shops online. Nobody's buying a PS5 and is afraid to just go onto Amazon and buy a console. A lot of people just get them online, sell them for 3 times what they paid. I mean, I've been tempted a few times. I've not used my PS5 very much since I've had one. Me and Anna both got ours on launch day, and I've probably played on mine 4 or 5 times since. Tabakaru, he's back, boys and girls. Saw they'll be releasing mining rigs, which would cause the GPU rigs to be way less efficient. I see. Never seen a PS5 in stock on Amazon. No, we got ours from Argos. Give you £10. You can give me £1,000 and you can have it. I don't want the inconvenience of having to unplug it and plug the PS4 back in, to be honest. So you need to pay me inconvenience money. Alright, Deekmeyer can come off as well. Moino can come on for him. Bob is your uncle. Tabakaru taking corners like a rascal. And good old Harold Jenkins is back. Haven't got a PS or Xbox. Prefer my Nintendo Switch for Animal Crossing. Nintendo Switch is my favourite console ever. I love my Switch. It's brilliant. As long as I can get the new graphics card by November in time for the next farm sim, I'll be happy. I mean, I don't even know how to respond to that. I mean, I guess we're playing a football simulation right now, but farming simulations? You're going to have to talk me through that. Arsenal are out, are they? They had one job. Could have proven that the English teams are the greatest teams in Europe. The Super League was a good idea. Look how good we all are. And then Arsenal bottled it for everyone. Silly old Arsenal. Tabakaru is back, everybody, and I love it. United lost, but still went through on aggregate. Okay. So what's that? United Villarreal. Is that who Arsenal were playing? Can't say I'm particularly up to speed with my Thursday night football, but I vaguely remember seeing that earlier today, that's what was going on this evening. Emery's Villarreal manager. Is he really? Oh, Arsenal. Don't ever change. Where would my life be without Arsenal and Spurs making me chuckle every single day? Right, boys and girls, I think we are going to wrap the stream up there. We've not really got time to squeeze in another game. before we hit my 10 o'clock, not allowed to be loud deadline. We have had an exceptional evening of football. We are very, very good. Tabakaru and Da Silva are both scoring now. We're back up into the Champions League spots, albeit briefly because we've played the game more than everyone else. We've done a turd all over our Champions League group. We could actually win the Champions League this year. We're that good currently. It's going to be very interesting to see how the January transfer window works out when we get into that on Sunday night, because that's when we'll be back. Sunday night, 7 o'clock. Let's find somebody to raid for now. Who is on? Let's have a little look, shall we? Twitch.tv. Shall we raid? Let's raid Omega Luke. I haven't raided him for ages, I don't think. So we'll raid Omega Luke Gaming and tell him I'm a better wrestler than he is. And I'll see you back here 7 o'clock on Sunday. Obviously, plenty of YouTube videos, vlogs, and beautiful TikToks between now and then. I'll see you back here 7 o'clock on Sunday for more Sheffield United shenanigans. Toodle pip, boys and girls. Bye bye. Where's the end button? There it is.
Kev! Thank you very much, Kev, for the raid. Huge raid. How are we all tonight? Welcome, welcome. How's the stream, Kev? You've just seen us go 3-1 down against top of the league.